3, 2, 1. What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is Sunday, February 25th, 2018, and this is episode number 56. This episode is a free-for-all, and I'm joined by SaltySam, SpeedDemon, and the MiddleAgedStream. We're going to get to these sexy bitches in just a hot second. Remember, if you guys want to help support the show, ask a question, ask for advice, or submit any sort of feedback at all, remember that you can always review the podcast on iTunes, or you can send me an email at crocs@knackers.com with whatever the fuck you feel like. So what we're going to do real quick before we get started, we're going to go around the room, introduce everybody. They're going to throw out their social media, where they're at online. So Mr. Sam, we will start with you.
My name is SaltySam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSaltySam and Salty All Day on Instagram.
My name is SpeedDemon. You can find me on the GSM forums and Discord, and on Twitter at SpeedDemon2533.
My name is Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at the MiddleAgedStream or MiddleAgedStream on Twitter.
And my name is Knackers. You can find me on this very channel or on Instagram and Twitter at Knackers with 3 A's. What the fuck are we drinking tonight, ladies?
I am double fisting a couple Dos Equis tonight.
Yeah!
Sweet tea, just like always, nothing different.
Son of a bitch!
I will never change. That's gonna be my drink of choice.
One of these days, I want you to just like throw something out there crazy, like a Fresca, like something.
Lemon juice.
Dude,
You know?
he hasn't done it for Christmas. He hasn't done it for New Year's. He hasn't done it for the Crocs and Hot Pockets anniversary.
I did do it for the anniversary. That was the only time.
Like, I'm afraid that when I'm dead and it's my funeral and it comes time for him to pour out one for the homies, he's going to fill a glass with sweet tea. That's my fear for the future.
Don't worry.
God damn it. Jimmy, is that you next?
I'm drinking a fine vintage Chardonnay boxed wine. I had steak for dinner, so I had a glass of red wine with it, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep it going. So
I'm jelly. I haven't had a good steak. Actually, the last steak I had was terrible. It wasn't okay. It was terrible. Went to this local.
Wait. Was that meat you showed? That picture, like, would anyone eat this meat? Was that the steak?
We don't talk about my penis pictures on the podcast. Would anybody eat this meat? It was the New Zealand grass-fed cow steak. The one that was like $16 for a single slab of steak.
Well, New Zealand's not exactly known for high quality beef.
See, I didn't know that, but it was in like the organic section, and it was a little. I mean, this is one of those cases where you don't get what you pay for, you know. And everybody in Discord's like, yeah, you know, everywhere else in the world, their meat grade, their quality is not quite up to snuff as it is. I think the United States has a little bit higher standards when it comes to high quality meat, but. We tried it and it was dry. It was hard. Like, am I talking about steak or am I talking about dick? It just was not great at all. The $8 Kroger New York strip was 10 times better than that fucking New York grass-fed ass liquor. So not great.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Never do it again.
Right. I've told you that my very disappointing steak and fritz story, right? Where I went to this sort of not exactly high-end restaurant, but not like a pub. And it was like $16 or $18. It was steak and fritz. And I got that shit and the steak was like this fucking big. I kid you not. It was no bigger than a fucking like oatmeal cream pie. It was tiny. And that's the other thing. Like, you think they would have made up the portion with the fries? No, there was, I don't know, like probably 7 fries. There's probably more than that, but it was a really shitty portion. So I have not had a good steak in quite some time. So I think that's in the books. Maybe I'll go grab one of those tomorrow. I am drinking a very classy PBR. Me and Winnie played beer pong last night, and we needed some shitty drinking beer, so we just picked up, I think, an 18 case of PBR cans is, I don't know. It's anywhere in between 10 and 15 bucks. It's like, it's less than $1 a beer. So why the fuck not?
Why not?
I like PBR.
That's how I end up with Bud Light, my friend.
I actually, the last time I drank PBR, like a lot of it, was I went to New Orleans several years ago, and we literally, they because everything's kind of can be expensive there, you know, if you've been to New Orleans. It's a fun town, but it can get a little pricey. But there was a dive bar there, and they sold like $2 PBRs, and they were ice cold, and we just made a huge freaking tower on our freaking table, man. Just kept them coming. Like they ran out. Like they ran out of PBR.
No
like,
shit.
We bought them out. And
We used to do the same shit in North Carolina.
it's so much. They're good when they're ice cold. If it gets to room temperature or even approaching room temperature, toss that shit out and grab another one. But ice cold, a PBR does the trick.
I used to have a roommate that his daily routine was work, come home, smoke, drink, watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia, pass out every single day. He would pass out, wake up the next day, and finish the PBR that was on the coffee table that had been sitting all night. I'm like, dude, do you even know if you drank the ash can or the regular can of PBR? He's like, I don't fucking know. And we just, like, oh god. When were you in New Orleans last?
Oh, it was a long time ago. It was, in fact, my wife was pregnant. We went there from her sister's 40th birthday. Like she wanted everyone to be there. So it was over 7 years ago. Like that's how long it was. It was a while back.
Were you privileged enough to get a hand grenade on the streets of what's the main street? Bourbon. I almost said church. Did you get a hand grenade by any chance?
Hand grenade? No.
So it's you know the giant like amusement park souvenir cups. They're like tall, skinny, and plastic. They're very popular on Bourbon Street. Are these grenades where it's a grenade and then a long stem, and you know you've got the straw that comes in. I think it
looks like a fucking bong.
Yes, it looks like a bong.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I think it's made with 1800. It's either 1800 or something. It's a giant slushy made out of a super fucking strong tequila. And you have one of those and it fucks you up. I remember trying to, because somebody had told me about them and I was kind of searching the streets. There was a giant building, and then a very skinny alleyway that you walked into. And there was just a tiny little stand at the middle of this dark alleyway with one dude in this stand. He could touch both of the walls where he was standing. He was so skinny, it was so dark. And I was like, hi, do you have hand grenades back here? He goes, yep. And just turns around to the machine behind him, pours it, turns back around and gives it to me. I felt so fucking weird because I just came out of this dark alley with this giant alcoholic souvenir cup thing.
Don't tell me how much money he makes.
Dude, a fucking lot, because I think the hand grenade is anywhere between $10 and $15. Actually, no, it was probably more than that because 10 to 15 is pretty cheap. New Orleans drinks are, let's see, New Orleans hand grenade. Oh god, yeah. If you Google this shit, it'll pop up. You'll see it.
Now you piqued my interest. Hang on.
I believe it's made with 1800.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody does it different. It's just like hurricanes. Hurricanes are really famous down there too.
That's true.
Oh, she goes different.
I've been groped twice in my life. The second time was in New Orleans at one of those fucking slushy places. There was some shot girl just came up and just got real handsy real fast. Like, whoa, Jesus. You want a shot, honey? I'm like, no, I fucking do not. Sure as hell not from you. No, thank you.
That place is fucking weird.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
I loved it, man.
I've been there twice.
I want to go back for sure.
Stay on Bourbon Street.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go to the Bourbon Street Hotel at the end. That's on the other side of fucking, Penthouse or whatever the fuck it is. And we stayed there for 3 nights. And the hotel has a pool in the fucking, courtyard. between all the rooms. So you can just go down and fucking swim in the pool when it's hot as balls during the day, and then just go party all night.
We did a ghost tour of all of the streets that were not on Bourbon Street. It was creepy as fuck. It was dark out. I think it was like after 9 or 10 o'clock, and we did like they took us around to all the place where the most fucked up shit in that city happened. Little creeped out, little bit, but that is actually the tour that made me fall in love with shitty tourist tours in those kind of towns. So I'm kind of a fan of them now.
Haven't been to New Orleans yet, but I've had a few chances I could have went, and I just didn't.
Gotta go, man.
Yeah,
and if you drink sweet tea there, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
I'm gonna bring my own cooler of sweet tea. Not even I'm gonna go there, not even.
Got like a fucking wagon pulling behind him with a Gatorade thing of fucking sweet tea in it.
I'm gonna put my own stand up somewhere, just a sweet tea, and then you're gonna hear about everybody going there getting sweet tea. And call it the tea bag.
The tea bag.
Oh, it'll be perfect.
Is that drink? Yeah, drinks going on to what we've been up to. I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go for it, Sammy.
Yep. I died, didn't I?
No, you're good.
Okay. Anyway.
Don't worry, you're alive.
So lately, I have only sat at my computer for maybe a total of an hour or two over the last 2 weeks. Work's just been kind of a pain in the ass. Basically, the other day we had to put one of the coal units on just long enough to burn the fuel out of the bunkers, like the big hoppers of coal. Because if we didn't, the coal was going to catch on fire. Because that happens if you leave coal sitting for too fucking long.
Oh God, what's too long? Like days, weeks, months?
I mean, it depends on how big the pile is, but like a couple weeks, few weeks. This is just like mulch. That's why you always see, like, if you ever have one of those big ass nurseries around you that has bulk mulch that they'll just like shovel a fucking bulldozer load into your shit. They have to turn those piles all the time because the process of biodegradation that happens when it rots creates so much heat that it'll catch it on fire like spontaneously.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
Coal's the same way. It's like, because it's organic, it just fucking rots over time and creates enough heat to set itself on fire.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. So been dealing with stupid shit like that at work. And then but I've been, without playing really much of anything, I've been playing that game Road Redemption.
Yeah.
That motorcycle, like, if anybody ever played Road Rash 3D for PlayStation, it's the exact same fucking game. It's just a fun, old school, repetitive as fuck racing game where you can literally take a shovel and just smash somebody in the face. Shoot somebody with fucking machine guns while you're riding on motorcycles. It's ridiculous.
Have you done any PvP with that?
No.
No? Okay.
I've just done. It took me a few rounds to beat the campaign just as it is, with the basic bikes you get in the beginning. And then I've just been working up. There's different, depending on which bike and which rider you choose, it'll give you different like perks. Sometimes it takes away shit. So I've been trying to do one where you start off with 50% of your normal health level, and then you have to go from the bottom. I think it's like 20 levels, something like that is the regular campaign. But I remember
in the original game, I remember the thing that always pissed me off was the more money you made, the more expensive all the other bikes were. Shit's stupid. That's like some microtransaction bullshit baked into early games.
Well, and that's just it. In this game, you basically have to get achievements in order to unlock it. You can't just buy shit.
Really?
So like there's bikes for certain things you've done in the game. So you kill 600 people, or you beat the entire game with 3 different riders or 2 different bikes. Like there's a bunch of random shit, and that's how you unlock all the other bikes and riders. So I mean, it recently, I think it just in the last couple months came out of early access.
What's the name of it again, Salty?
It's called Road Redemption. It's like an old. It even like looks old. It looks like you're playing on like a PS2. It's a great game. Like it's super simple. It takes no resources whatsoever to run it, and it's just fun as shit.
And it looks cool.
I've been playing the fuck out of it.
It's been on my wish list for quite some time, and I've wanted to just fucking drop the money and just get it. But this might be a game that I only play with other people. Like I couldn't see myself doing PvE with this at all because I only enjoy racing if I'm racing other people and I can fuck with them. And this is kind of like the best of both worlds.
Oh, this game would be infuriating if you were playing with friends. Like if you had somebody that really knew the game well enough, because the controls on a controller, because I play it with a controller, are a little wonky.
Okay.
Like the block button and if you want to hit to the left, like if you're looking at a 360 controller, if you want to hit to your left, you have to hit the X. If you have to hit to your right, you hit the B. The block is A, and your camera angle is the fucking right stick.
Ooh.
And the movement, like left to right, is with like you literally have to use every fucking finger you got if you want to play the hardest difficulties.
I feel like that would be easier with a keyboard mouse because you could have your mouse be look, left hit with left click, right hit with right click.
I don't know.
Because
you still have to have, you have brakes, you have boost, you have jets. There's levels that give you fucking jets where you can like blowing up. Fucking awesome.
Okay.
And it's cumulative. So like at the end, you have a skill tree that you can use XP to unlock certain skills. Most of which are just like start off with a better weapon or start off with more health or shit like that. But
got it.
I don't know. I don't even know how many hours I have in this fucking game. I've definitely got a few.
It's got very positive 14 hours. It's got very positive reviews, so I'll knock it to the top of my wish list. And maybe I'll get sprung on it soon. It's
fun.
That could be a fun mod night game.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's got to be at least 4 players, right?
I would assume so.
I don't even know. Originally, it wasn't multiplayer at all when I bought it.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a DLC called Name a Character. Add your name as an NPC rider in the game's single player campaign. Anyone who plays the game will see it.
Oh.
That seems dangerous. That seems real dangerous.
Oh, it adds it.
To have your name in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some of the names of these fucking people because every time you like get close enough to hit somebody, their name pops up on your screen. So that's what you get to buy.
Fuck you,
everybody
Timmy!
gets to see it.
Interesting. All right.
I mean, for a fucking game that's a couple years, I think I've had it for probably at least a year. I've got almost 15 hours in it.
Yeah, you've brought that game up on the show quite a bit. I know over the past year or so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's kind of one of my fallback games because I can just sit and play it. Like, especially if I'm just doing like a backup on my computer and I know I'm just going to be sitting here long enough to fucking do that and then leaving. Like, you can get through a whole round of it in, I think, 45 minutes.
Okay.
You can do a whole run somewhere close to that. Or, I don't know, might be longer.
Jimmy, is your cam frozen?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
That's weird. It's showing my cam. It's showing my cam on the Skype call.
It is. Try turning just your video off within the call and then turning it back on.
I'm just really into the chat. That's it.
Hey, there we go.
All right.
You're good.
Cool.
So I've been playing that a little bit here and there, and then, like I said, work has been kicking my fucking ass as of late, which that doesn't really change. We got a fucking reduction in force coming sometime in June, probably closer to June. So If I'm out of work, I guess I'll be playing games more.
Wait, like out of work, like out of a job?
Yeah, I mean,
Aren't you a supervisor now? I doubt they'd
that shit
remove the
doesn't
supervisor.
matter.
Wait, Salty, no.
Nah, I'm not worried about my job.
Okay.
There's literally 3, 6. There's like 12 people out of 200 that do my job. So, and that do it well enough to fucking stay there.
Should be safe.
I should be all right. Plus, you can't, like, a lot of people can like be a mechanic. That's pretty universal. Same thing with like guys that work on the trains and shit like that. But to work in a specific plant takes a lot of experience, a lot of just time, and you can't just contract that kind of shit out. So,
right.
Operations, if for anybody looking into getting into any sort of power generation industry, the best advice I ever got, which was the last time we had a fucking layoff like this, the best advice I had ever heard in my life was the closer to the generator breaker you are, the safer your fucking job is. Which is true. So, like,
right.
If I'm the fucking guy hitting the switch on the generator breaker, I'm about as fucking close as I can get. And that's where I'm at right now. So,
all right, good.
I'm not too worried about that. I've been, I actually just got done cleaning up my garage yesterday after basically tearing the whole fucking place apart, trying to get, I bought some floating lumber racks that go across the top of where my new cabinet I'm building is going to go.
Just for storing wood?
Just storing wood.
Yeah.
A lot of wood, brother. And so I hung those up. I originally just got a pair of these shelves, and they said they held 120 or 110 pounds per shelf, and there's 6 shelves in each unit, like each pair. So I was like, I don't really trust this, but I'm going to test it. I put 3.5-inch lag screws through the fucking studs 3 times on each one of these racks, and I loaded that bitch up. I probably had 600 pounds of shit on that thing.
Jesus
and I
Christ.
just sat there and watched it for like 3 days. Did not even fucking bow this metal. It's cheap, like Japanese steel, like printed off in a fucking factory in like Taiwan or some shit. But it's fucking legit.
The Amish know how to build a goddamn garage. That's for sure.
No shit. I mean, I found it hard to believe, and I still do. And me being the overanalyzing psycho that I am, I ordered 2 pairs more. And I put every stud, I have one of these for 6 studs. And then, so I could literally like park my truck on top of this fucking shelf.
How far away from the wall do they come
like
off?
8 inches.
Okay.
Maybe. So like, it's not going to be anywhere near my headspace. I'm going to be putting a 7-foot long cabinet directly in front of where they are. So it's not too big a deal there. And it's just, it's like this level when I stand there.
Okay.
It's 2/3 of the way up the fucking wall. So I'd really have to try to bang my fucking head. And then my wife organized a little party last night, and a bunch of my friends and their significant others came over. We played some beer pong.
Yeah, we played beer pong on the same day, dude.
Yeah. So fucking ended up I didn't get drunk, but I got pretty fucked up last night. And then I've been traveling all over the place today, going to my dad's house, taking my kid out, all that good stuff.
Hey, your kid don't give a shit if you're hungover or not.
Fuck no. This kid is not a dog. This kid is not a cat. He's constant attention all the time. He is balls to the fucking wall. Like, people laugh when we go places because he's just, my dad's house, like, my house is tiny. For anybody that doesn't know, my house is like 1,100 square feet. It's basically a 2-bedroom apartment with a foundation. So I ended up taking him up to my dad's house, and his entire basement is bigger than 1.5 of my houses. Like his basement's like 2,500 square foot.
That basement is fucking huge.
Like my dad's basement is gigantic. And I'm not talking about the one you stayed in.
Oh,
My dad.
that's right. Yes.
My dad's house is probably 1.5 of my mom's house.
Jesus.
It's huge. So ended up taking him up there, and it's wide open. All the kids' toys are down there. Like my niece's toys and his toys are down there. There's basically, it's an in-law apartment, the entire basement. There's one little bedroom, then there's a giant open room, a full kitchen, a bathroom with a shower, and like living room couches, TV, the whole works, like a 65-inch, 70-inch TV. It's fucking awesome.
Man,
Yeah,
basement,
it's two
baby.
houses. It's fucking insane.
There you go.
And so ended up taking him up there, and he's just running non-fucking stop the entire time. We were there for like 4 hours. He didn't stop one time.
Oh my God.
He stopped for maybe like 6 minutes to eat dinner, and then just fucking right back down, hauling ass.
Are both you and your wife home during the weekends? Like, do you both work Monday through Friday?
No, my fucking job is retarded. Like,
Okay.
I work the most ridiculous schedule ever. So I would explain it, but it's a 4-week rotation. It doesn't repeat itself for 4 weeks.
Okay.
So it's like I'll be working. I was off this weekend, but I'll work Monday, Tuesday night shift. Off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Work Saturday, Sunday, Monday day work. Off Tuesday, work Wednesday, Thursday night. Off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Good Lord.
It's fucking crazy. But my wife typically will work like 5.5 days. She works at a bank, so she'll work Saturdays sometimes.
Okay.
Until like 1 o'clock, 12:30 or something. So,
Jimmy, did you drop from the call?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. If even if your cam is there and frozen, it's better because then all the other cameras will be in line. Do you want me to re-add you?
Let me yeah, add me back. Hang on. Let me open it back up.
Okay.
I was trying to get it started again, but
yeah, it came back for
Skype, man.
Skype's the fucking worst, dude. All right, you're back. You're back for now.
All right, let's see how it works.
just make sure that you always have a good face on, so when it gets locked up again, you won't be doing something ridiculous like picking your nose.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else for you, Salty?
No, that's been it. I've been working towards. I've got 2 projects in the pipe right now. The base cabinet I was talking about earlier, I'm building it as a miter station in my garage, and then me and my wife are going to decide on some final shit to basically tear my entire laundry room apart and rebuild it, and then just make it more functional. I've got pedestal mount front loaders, and it's nice and all to not have to bend over, but it's so much fucking wasted space because I don't use those pedestal drawers for shit.
Okay.
I'm too fucking lazy, and my laundry room's tiny. So when I have to fucking take laundry detergent in and out all the fucking time, I just throw it on top of the thing, keep going. But I'm going to be taking every single thing out of that room, the lights, the floor. I'll be painting it, all that shit. And then new countertops that I'm going to build and new cabinets I'm going to build for the uppers. So
sweet, man.
That's it. And my next one following that one, which this is probably 4 months out, but the next one will be a video game. I want to do a 2-player stand-up video game cabinet.
Yeah,
like
dude.
RetroPie. I'd also like to see if I can put a switch box in it and hook up. I've got all my old system in my garage, minus I might have one of my 360s in the house. My other 360s in the garage. I want to fucking hook everything up so no matter what, you can play whatever the fuck you want.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I would love to have a video game cabinet like that.
I'd really like to find somebody who has a modded Xbox, because I have a modded everything else. I have a modded PS2 that's got like 200 games on it. I've got a modded Wii that I bought from somebody in GSN a couple years back. That bitch has a bunch of games preloaded on it.
Modded Wiis are the fucking shit.
Well, that's how, like, nobody I knew had a soft modded PS2. And so we would just carry around these giant books of fucking discs everywhere we fucking went, whenever we went to somebody's house. It's like the same weight of this giant book of discs. I could just unplug my PS2, plug it in on any TV ever, and have 200 fucking games at my fingertips. So that was old Blockbuster days.
Yeah, right back in the day.
Get the 30-day Game Pass, and I lived like 5 miles away from one. So I would just get 2 games every single day until I ran out of games to get. And that's how many games are on PS2.
When you had that much free time to play video games too, right?
Yeah, like half my life was playing video games. So, but that's it for me. I've been busy as usual.
Okay, man. All right, dope.
Work,
SpeedDemon.
like always. I don't know why I got to go after him. He's got such an interesting life. But yeah, work. I think I did like 55 hours this week.
Sure.
So, yeah. Been playing lots of games though. My spare time that I do have. A little bit of Civ 5. Played some Total War, Shogun 2, and Warhammer 2 today. The main game I've been playing the last like week has been Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah.
And I have to say that game is probably my favorite game in a very long time. Basically, Kingdom Come is medieval RPG. I think it's 1400s Bohemia. I'm not sure if that's the time period is correct, but it's a lot of people try to compare it to Skyrim, but it's more of a realistic play setting. There's no dragons, there's no goblins, there's no magic or anything like that. There's sword fighting and archery, and that's about it. The game's really hard. A lot of people end up returning it after like the first 2 hours they play. First 2 hours is the tutorial. Once you get past its first 2 hours, that's when the game really opens up. And as well as it's really difficult to get it like to start because you're a blacksmith. You're not a sword fighter. So like one person that's a soldier will just like kill you in 2 hits. So as you play the game, the better you get at sword fighting or archery, whichever you use. It just depends on your play style.
Jesus. Okay. I
have watched a lot of people rage at the fucking tutorial.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people have been having fun with it too, though.
I like watching it. It's fucking hilarious. Some of the shit that happens in that game, especially like, I didn't realize that there were going to be people that were just ready to like ambush you all the time.
Come on, Speed. Come on, man. Are you serious? I got you. Oh, no. No. It's a fucking Gazo link. Are you kidding me? I'm not putting that shit in my chat.
I promise you it's safe, okay?
All right, I got you.
It's screenshots I took from the game, and I think a lot of people really enjoy it. That kind of represents the art style of it.
Okay. Yeah, Lyric's been playing that. I know Ko's been playing it. A lot of funny non-raging bugs I've seen, but I've also seen an equal amount of bugs that make people rage.
Well, my playthrough
has been playing it too.
Many bugs. The only ones I've had was soldiers like all walking into each other in one little spot and exit. Like I don't know how I triggered it, but I started floating into the sky until I was off the map. So I don't know how I triggered that.
Damn.
Fucking shit. All right. Any other games?
That's it, really.
Okay. How many hours do you have in Kingdom Come? And is it early access?
No, it's released. It's full game now.
Okay.
I don't know how many hours I've spent in it. It's a lot.
Because that's the game that was Kickstart funded like 2 or 3 years ago. There was a lot of streamers that I follow that actually funded that game when the campaign first launched years and years ago. So there's a lot of people who are super excited about it.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I would recommend people to try it out. I would say find out how the game is first, because again, a lot of people are expecting Skyrim or something, and it's a hard game to get into.
Roger that. All right, Jimbo.
What up?
What up, now? What's good with you?
Let's see. Non-gaming, working, school. I've got about 2 weeks left till spring break. I'm in the middle of soccer season, so I've got about a month left of that. Hopefully we make the playoffs. It's been a rough couple of weeks for that. I'm just ready, man. I'm ready for a little bit of time off.
Yeah, dude, you deserve it. It's what you fucking do on a day-to-day basis. Y'all need a break.
Yeah, I'm ready for a break. I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, man, it's just been work. Work and I've been trying to do minor stuff to my stream and upgrades. I'm saving up for a new computer, and I've been trying to figure out what it is, like what build I want to go with, and I'm starting to gear toward the Ryzen build, especially because I know that those new chips are coming out here pretty soon, the next generation of those Ryzen chips. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking about doing that because I was for a long time contemplating about maybe wanting to do a 2 PC setup, but knowing myself and some of my own limitations with computers, I just feel like it might just be easier for me to just stick with one, you know. And I kind of wanted to put a computer in my living room. So
yeah.
I was thinking about moving this one I have now and putting that in the living room so I could have a PC in there. So gaming wise, I beat Resident Evil 7 last month, which was, man, I was not expecting that game to be as good as it was.
Really? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I actually did. I mean, it had plenty of jump scares and whatever, but it was good. I thought the story was cool. I thought it was a great reboot, and it was very good. I've been playing Alien Isolation, which is also really good, super tense, different type of scary game, but I almost say playing that game, like just regularly playing through it, like it's just hard for me to play it, man, for more than a couple hours. I feel like my heart's just freaking pounding, man.
I saw a clip of you, somebody actuating the $6.66 donation scream, and you're like, ha ha, you didn't get me, turn a corner, and then you got fucking jump scare like almost immediately.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It was but it's been fun. I'll probably be jumping back into that here pretty soon.
Oh, you didn't beat it?
No. I mean, like I said, I can only play it in short spurts, man. Like I physically feel like tired after playing that game for a couple hours.
My mind is just burned out.
It is. It's true. Like it really makes me just so tense. Like I'm on edge.
It's like playing a game of Risk. At the end of it, you're like, did I just run a fucking marathon or something?
Yeah. Other than that, Monster Hunter World, I actually started playing that because I watched a lot of other streamers, particularly Nipnops. I started watching his streams, and I've never played a Monster Hunter game, really. And even though I still have no idea what I'm doing half the time, it's a lot of fun. The gameplay of that game is a lot of fun.
Playing on Xbox?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of those games, too, that's like enhanced for an Xbox One X, so it runs really well.
Good.
So... I can play it in 4K. I can't stream it in 4K because then I can't capture it and stream it. But when I'm off stream, I have played it in 4K, and it is beautiful.
So tell me about your 4K journey and how it's been playing with that lately.
Well, I had wanted to get another monitor, and I pretty much was like, look, I already had gotten the Xbox One X. I wanted to be able to actually, play some 4K content and then not have to move it to my TV downstairs. So I decided on getting a 4K monitor. And it's been cool. I mean, like most of my gaming is when I'm streaming, so I haven't been able to enjoy it as much as I wanted to. But because the resolution is so high, like you can fit a ton of stuff,
right,
like on a single monitor, which is really nice.
Cool. And when if you're streaming a console game, you can be when you play a console game, are you playing on that monitor when you're streaming it?
Yes. The problem is I can't play it in the 4K resolution because my capture card won't capture that resolution, because it'll only capture a 1080p signal. It won't capture a 4K signal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I usually just, because most games that are enhanced for the Xbox One X, like they have where it's like you can play like the 1080p. It always makes sure it's at 60 frames and everything else, or you can play at 4K where it's probably, usually going to be around 30 frames per second.
Right.
For most of those. So.
I wonder if there's any way to get around that to where you could be able to play it at 4K and capture it still. Like, have you looked into any like 4K? It's almost like a splitter to where your 4K is a pass through, and then you could duplicate that signal and then send a duplicated signal to the capture card.
I haven't tried anything like that.
Okay.
I think that I mean, it actually took me a while to kind of try and get this routed the way I wanted, where everything was fine, but I might have to look into it, because I mean, it would mean I could play more stuff in 4K. I mean, if it could downgrade the signal to a 1080 signal, then my capture card could do that, but I don't know if there's anything out there like that I could get.
Yeah, it seems like there should be. I don't know for a fact, because like the setup that I have, which obviously I think is only possible with the dual PC, is I can play my games at 120 hertz, but they're sent to the capture card at 60. I'm trying to think of how I'll have to think about your setup and see if what I'm doing would work with you. Because there's got to be a way so that you can do that. It might be wonky. So I'll look into it for you.
Cool. Yeah, you'd know more about it than I would, but for now, I mean, it's fine. And I mean, it's nice to also be able to look at 4K content on my main monitor too. That's not when I'm streaming. It's really nice. So no, I'm enjoying that. And then the only other game I got back into, I hadn't played it in a while, but I was talking about it the other night when I was playing FTL about games I hadn't played in a while, was XCOM 2. And I started playing that again yesterday. It's just so addicting. But I went back to just I'm playing the vanilla version that doesn't have the DLC, because when you add the DLC, it actually makes the game even more difficult. And I haven't even beaten the game like the vanilla version. So,
oh, really?
I'm trying to at least make it through vanilla XCOM 2 before I move on to the next. So
I saw a clip somewhere on the internet in the last week or so, and it was some guy literally had the barrel of his gun clipping through the enemy with like a 3% chance to miss or something, and shot, and it fucking missed, and the guy lost his goddamn mind.
Oh, it happens, man. You think you've got the sure shot, everything's lined up, and then one miss can like just screw up the entire mission.
Oh god.
So it's a game that can be frustrating. I don't play the Iron Man because some people, they're hardcore about that game. Like I guess the way it's intended to be played is where you don't save scum, and you don't, you just roll with what you got. I don't know if any of the rest of you all have played any of the XCOM games. But I kind of made a deal with my own chat. I was like, I will allow myself to reload one time per mission. I get one reload if somebody dies, because I also, like, a lot of my subs, they have a custom character creator, so I put them all kind of like as my soldiers in the game. So it kind of, there's definitely a sense of life or death playing that game, and you get attached to some of the soldiers you have. Like, they're go in and they kill a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden you just make one wrong turn, you make one stupid decision, and they're dead. Boom. So done.
But
yeah, that's pretty much it for me gaming wise, man. Just I want to get back into some Switch stuff soon, because I haven't gotten to that Zelda DLC. I still need to finish Mario Odyssey, but with work and some of the other games I've been playing, I just hadn't had a chance to get back into it yet.
I've been thinking about getting a Switch. I just haven't. I don't think I've really played the games a lot. I mean,
yeah,
Mario Odyssey, and then you got Breath of the Wild. Those are the only 2 games I would really want to play, and that's it. So I'm not sure spending that amount on it would be worth it.
I think the digital store being available is definitely a huge selling point for me too. Like they just released a lot of the Mega Man games on the marketplace. So if you've got a desire to play some older titles, I think it might be beneficial. It's so the Switch is the weirdest fucking console to ever be sold. Like back to the like, except for like the Wii U, it's so goddamn popular. It's outsold the Wii U. I think it's outsold the Wii U in its entirety in just its first year of being out. But there's only like 2 or 3 big titles that are out for that game right now. But and if still, of course, you can't find the fucking console anywhere. Like it's sold out everywhere.
Yeah, I've only run across a Switch a couple of times in my area. But I mean, I don't know. There's some other stuff out there besides the big Nintendo. That one thing, because it's selling so fast, that a lot of third-party publishers are actually supporting the Switch as opposed to like the Wii U and you know, even the Wii to some degree before that. There was a lot of crap that got put out for the Wii. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. So, but I totally get you. If those are the only 2 games that interest you now, you might as well just wait and maybe just get it later when there's maybe something else. But I will tell you that, I mean, just the regular game without the DLC for Breath of the Wild, I mean, that's like 100 hours right there. Easy.
Right.
Easy.
Yep. With the open world factor baked in.
Great game.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of up to you, Speed, because like I still have not put a single minute into gameplay on the Odyssey yet, or on onto the Switch yet. I want to, but I can't.
You got it, and then you haven't played it.
Like I said, I want to. I made the mistake of letting subs choose what game I play, and so I got a long time before I can bring it onto the stream, and I don't want to play it off stream. You know, that I want that to be an on stream game.
You not have a day not dedicated to something? I know you have like party night Fridays or something, and
yeah,
any day.
So 3 out of my 5 days of streaming are dedicated to sub-select games.
And you got podcasts, and then
podcasts another day, party nights the other night. And then, I mean, if I stream any more nights, I won't have any days that aren't streaming and aren't work. And I'm trying to
every other weekend or something.
I can't even do that because every other weekend is Crocs.
Like every other like Thursday or Friday or something like.
But I want to, but
you just get into a game and then you'd have to wait a whole another 2 weeks to play it.
Yeah, like if I take 1 day away from a sub-select game, I'm only playing that campaign 2 days out of the 7. So it's like I can't take away from that. And then every other Monday is a multi-stream Monday, and so it's like I can't add any more days.
Man, that's why I don't stream. I play what the fuck I want to play. It's just your choice, but I mean,
right?
It's something you do.
I won't play a game that I don't want. Like for sub-select, I haven't run into. Fuck that. I'm straight up turning down Dark Souls and Cuphead.
I love Cuphead.
Cuphead's not that bad, dude. I beat Cuphead, and I'm not a freaking expert.
You guys must have missed the stream the other night then.
Weenie's birthday stream, we played Cuphead.
Okay, so playing that game 2-player actually can make it a lot more difficult because you got twice as much shit going on the stream. You know,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my rule is I will give if a sub-select game gets picked and I don't like it, I'll try it for 1 week. I'll give it 3 streams worth of playing it because I don't want somebody to sub, choose the game, and then me play it for an hour and be like, nah, never mind, I don't like that, and pass it along. So I don't know. I just wish there was 2 more days in a week, or it would be better like if those 3 days that I was playing sub-select games were full, like, you know, full-time 8-hour streams. I would get through the games way faster. But with my streams only being 4 hours long, that's what, 3 hours of gameplay, 3.5 between breaks and saying like thanks to subs and follows and stuff like that. So
how long is it going to be till you can play something on the Nintendo? Because I mean, people are going to keep subscribing and keep submitting games you'll never be able to play, and then what was the point of getting a Nintendo Switch?
right. It's probably. I mean, I have
I think
7.
what you should do is, because I like the idea, like just subjectively looking at that as an idea. I like the idea, but that's like if you had 6 fucking subs, that would be something that's doable.
Yeah.
If you have any more than, let's say, 10 subs, why not just make it so that if somebody subs, instead of them directly selecting it, their selection gets put in a poll, and at the end of the week or at the end of the stream or whatever, you just put that poll up, and then everybody has a chance to decide between games that people want to play.
It's not for every sub. It's every 10 subs, like the 10th sub.
Okay.
So it used to be in 5 sub increments, and then people got a little too generous, and then I had to bump it up to 10 subs. So I've got, I think, 9 games in the queue right now.
You might need to bump that sucker up to like 20, man, or something.
Dude, seriously.
Yeah, because that's like a year of gameplay for you, possibly, and you. Weenie plays that, right? I mean, she plays the Switch.
She's played it, but now since she's started streaming, she's been playing other stuff.
Well, send it down here. I'll play it. Because you ain't gonna play it no time soon.
Hey, send me that Vive. Switch for a Vive?
Never mind.
So yeah, so the 5, here's the thing. When I first set that sub select goal, I'm like, 5 subs? That's gonna take a while. And then it didn't take a while. And then we bumped up to 10. And since I've made it the 10 sub increment, it's definitely slowed down. And especially like, you know, when let's just random numbers, sitting at 50 subs, we had 2 streams where there was 20 subs gifted, you know, so 4 games were chosen. Well, then those, you know, the gifted subs die off, you're back to 50. And then, but the actual next sub select goal is all the way up at, you know, 70 or 80. So I'm quite a ways away from another sub select game being chosen. And I mean, out of the 6 or 7 games that are coming up, Skyrim and Witcher 3 are both in the queue.
2, 3
man.
Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is after March Madness is stop doing multi-stream Mondays. Maybe take a party night or 2 and dedicate those to the sub-select games so I can just blast through them. Yeah, but that's the thing is like
games are, I mean,
they're good and very, very long.
They're both excellent games, but man, they take some time.
Yeah, but I don't want to
something.
rush it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I mean, you won't have to. I put 70 hours in The Witcher 3, and that's just doing the
main
campaign.
game.
And I didn't beat it. I haven't yet to beat it.
How
it
many?
Takes so long.
Just out of curiosity, like your average stream is probably what, between 4 and 5 hours. Macker's probably somewhere in there.
Yep. Yeah, I would say on average for like the weekdays, if I'm going to the gym, which we've been trying to get back into, it's 4 hours flat because it's 8 to 12. Okay. If I don't go to the gym, it's usually an extra half hour or hour after that.
So just by that math, right? The Witcher 3, I think a conservative estimate to make it through the campaign, you could probably do it in about 50 hours if you were not doing side quests. But the reality is, with the way that game is structured, you're going to do a lot of side quests because they're fun. I mean, they do side quests really well in that game. Like they have cool,
it feels like a main quest. It's
exactly.
Not even a side quest.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's going to be a lot of streams, but you're going to love it. It's a really good game.
I'm excited to play it. Horizon Zero Dawn, mainly doing main quests, was 8 streams. Mm-hmm. So that's, 3 weeks worth. So I'm going to have to figure something out. Maybe try and do longer longer streams on Saturdays, or on the weekends I'm not doing a podcast, try to fit in an extra longer stream just to knock off some time. But yeah, I didn't expect for so many people to pick games. Like I was like, oh, this will be a once a month thing. We'll hit a goal and somebody will choose a game. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Jimmy, were we ending on you, I think?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, the only other thing I was gonna say, and Salty reminded me when he said it, was, so here's a little story. I used to live in San Mateo, California when I was younger, and I was which is right next to, it's in the Bay Area, it's next to San Francisco. Well, that's where like EA's old, I don't know if they're still there, like their headquarters, but it was. But my neighbor in the where we lived in San Mateo, she was a developer, like she was an artist for Electronic Arts, and so she got me a tour of EA, and it was when they were developing Road Rash, and so I got to play test Road Rash before it came out, the original Road Rash on Sega Genesis. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, it was, well, my parents, took a job. Bay Area happens to be super expensive, if you didn't know.
Indeed.
So we didn't live there for too long, but that was cool, man. It was a cool experience. So, but yeah, you reminded me when you said that, because I remember when that game came out, I was like, I gotta get this game. My neighbor helped make this game. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
Speaking of motherfucking Road Redemption.
Yeah,
crazy.
It made me think of it when he said Road. I was like, holy shit, yeah, that is kind of making me think of Road Rash. So anyway, no, that's all I got.
All right, dope. As far as me, Weenie's birthday and Valentine's Day are very coincidentally close to each other. I don't know who fucking decided that, but so it was an expensive week for me. We went to Ohio. So me and Weenie met halfway in Ohio. The very first time we met in real life was a city in Ohio. And so we went back there for her birthday and for Valentine's Day, hung out there for a day, ate, drank, and just kind of hung out. It was really good time. So we did that last week or the week before. And that's kind of it as far as non-gaming, non-work stuff. Kind of nothing else really kind of sticks out at me. The only other thing non-gaming that I'm doing, I'm currently reading / listening to a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
That's a good book.
It is a great book. Have you read it, Salty?
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Out of all the people here, I'm pretty sure he would be the one that has read it.
That'd be like, it's like leading a book club on that book.
I better check the author on the book that I'm reading and make sure it is not indeed Mr. SaltySam.
No, it's not me. It's not me.
First of all, props to whoever chose the person that read that book for Audible, because he's doing a fantastic job. The person who reads the book can make or break the book 100%. Because if the person who reads it is a fucking schmuckhead, it's not an enjoyable listen. So
you don't have an affiliate link for Amazon, do you?
I set that up and then never finished setting that up. I think
I was gonna link the book from Audible.
Okay. Yeah, no, go right ahead. You can link it. I think I set that up
link.
And then I was going, because I'm in the process of getting the brand, like copyright, trademark, all that bullshit. And I was like, do I want to get all of this Amazon affiliate link set up to my personal, or just wait till the business thing is done? So I'm just waiting until all that paperwork is done. So yeah, that book's good so far. I know that I have a couple takeaways so far, but I can't remember them on the spot. Streamer Fishnet. I have been playing Rocket League. Myself, Mr. Vansman, and Mr. 42 competed in RLCS. This past weekend, we didn't get very far. We went 4-2, which is pretty decent. Me and 42 hadn't launched Rocket League in 25 days. And then we played a fucking international tournament. But we still had a really good time. We did pretty well for not playing too much. I also finally got fucking champion in Rocket League. Did my placement manages for season 6 and fucking got champion. so goddamn excited because I've been aiming for that rank for so goddamn long. And at the end of season 5, me and 42 and Vans were just grinding away, and they had been sitting in champion for probably a month or so. And then I just couldn't break into the champion rank, but I finally did that, so that's fucking awesome. Been playing Astroneer. Astroneer has a new update that is so fucking good. If any of you guys have not played it yet, go play it. It's amazing.
I haven't played it since it came out.
That's right. I remember. Didn't you and Vans construct the first slide from space?
No, that was me and shit. Damn it! Arctic. Me and Arctic made a slide all the way from space. It was pretty epic. But I haven't played since then, so I'll probably play it sometime soon. I don't know, like by myself or something.
Dude, there are so many changes since then, and the beginning, like the start of the game is so much slower. Like you could get to Astroneer 2 months ago, you could play it and get to the end game within a couple gaming sessions. Now, you're probably aiming anywhere between 20 and 30 hours before you actually do everything. They added this whole research part of the game where you have to research items in order to get bites. You know how you would research one of those things you would find, and then it just said, "Oh, now you know how to make a printer, or now you know how to make a rover." Well, now it's like you actually have to get bites as a currency in order to research the things that you want, and it is such a great fucking update.
Is it new stuff, or is it making it harder to get the stuff that was already there? Like, what's new that's...
So before you would go out, remember you would dig under those certain plants and the research pods would be there. Mm-hmm. So when you research those, I'm trying to think of it. Did you play Grav? No, fuck.
I think I came here like right after you guys stopped playing it or something.
Okay.
After they stole all our money.
Motherfuckers, yeah. So basically you can't build certain things until you research them. So until you know how, like figure out how to build them. Mm-hmm. The terrain tool was just suck and blow. And that's all it did. You suck terrain, you blow terrain, that was it. They've added mods that you can put on the terrain tool now, like a narrow mod, wide mod. You can mine certain colors and you can paint terrain. There's tools that make it easier to flatten so that you can build mountains and stuff like that. There's so many new changes. The whole research aspect is different now. Instead of just researching things that you find, you research things, and over time you get bytes, and then you use those bytes in order to research the things that you can build and buy and stuff like that. So way different. Some stuff is still a little buggy, but the recent update, the performance is fucking fantastic. I get above anywhere, 60 to 70 to 80 frames. It's just, they've done such an amazing job with it, and I'm super proud of them. Let's see what else I've been playing. We're jamming on some Ghost Recon Wildlands a couple weeks ago. I've been playing through the Grand Theft Auto 5 campaign. Been playing Islands of 9. And then for Weenie's birthday stream last week, we played Overcooked and Cuphead. And we played Overcooked for like 2 to 3 hours. I think we played Cuphead for 30 minutes.
Did you like Overcooked? Did you guys play that on the Switch?
No, we played it on PC. Oh, okay. It's super fun. It's extremely stressful. I had sore forearms the next day from gripping the controller. So yeah, it's so nerve-wracking, and you have to be fast. We got to a certain point where we beat the first level, which I think was 5 different courses. We got to the second level where rats start stealing the food off of the counter.
I was watching at the time.
And we immediately rage quit. We said absolutely not, and we quit that shit.
It wasn't only that rats were like stealing ingredients. They were fucking a lot of them. There's like 3 or 4 of them stealing all your fucking ingredients.
Yeah.
Damn.
Very rage inducing. But it was super fun. I mean, I think I paid $20 for it. We maybe got 5 hours out of it before we rage quit, so it's all right. I purchased a shit ton of games since the last time we were all here. I got The Division. The Division was on sale for $15, $20, I think, somewhere in between there. I was just looking for another like off-stream like PvE grind game to play. Me and Winnie been playing Ghost Recon Wildlands a little bit and enjoying that. So I just wanted to have a game that we could play after Wildlands was done. So that'll be that. Bought The Witcher 3. I got Mount Your Friends 3D, Witch It, and I actually picked up a Logitech Proteus Spectrum RGB mouse. I started kind of sort of getting serious with Fortnite and FPSs, and my Corsair Scimitar mouse was just, I tried to make the thumb buttons work. There's just too many of them and they're too tiny. So both actually Weenie and I picked up this mouse, and I am fucking loving it so far. I think the best part about it is the 2 buttons right by, I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see this, but there's 2 buttons by the left click that are very large and very prominent. And those for Fortnite are fucking perfect. Oh, you got it too. Shit.
Yeah,
I know.
That's just not the fucking RGB.
Okay. Yeah, Weenie had the, do you like your Scimitar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I loved it for everything but gaming. Like having that as a streamer and having hotkeys bound to all those things was awesome, but I just couldn't make it work for shooters, and I need thumb buttons for shooters.
You got thumb buttons. You got 12 of them.
I know, but I need thumb buttons that when I'm in a panic and I'm squeezing my mouse out of fear, I need to be able to just have like 2 very large buttons that I can hit. Because I tried using them for Fortnite, I tried using them for GTA, and I could just never hit the right ones I wanted to.
I like having all the buttons. I play MMOs and Arma, having all those in certain, because like weapons and stuff, you got to change the different sights. Like your third
That's why
to first
I used
person.
to have Razer Nagas. I had a left-handed Razer Naga and a right-handed. So my left-handed one was all hotkeys for shit I didn't use all the time. It was basically the stream fucking, what the hell is that thing called?
Stream Deck?
Yeah, it's like a Stream Deck before there were Stream Decks.
Yeah, on a mouse.
But I didn't have a keyboard that was worth a fuck. Like I had just a shitty keyboard. So I just had a second left-handed mouse plugged in that would sit on the other side of my desk, and I had quick keys and shit bound to that.
Okay. I had the Logitech version. It's like the half keyboard that is only for your left hand. Is that the thing you're talking about?
No, I was literally, I still have it. It was a fucking, they were 2 Razer Nagas, the 12-button fucking MMO mouses.
Holy
one
shit.
was a left-handed one, and one was a right-handed one.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Video games with just mouses.
That's crazy.
Worked.
Buddha, I have a trackball. It's perfect for a stream PC mouse, because if you only have so much desk space, and having a mouse that doesn't need to move and can control the streaming PC, perfect. All right, moving on to the gaming news and discussion during the week. If you would like to submit any gaming or streaming related news articles to the show, you can post your links to the #news channel in the Knackers Discord, and we will discuss them on the show. We had a lot of articles that were posted to the Discord this week. I kind of skipped over them, and we might revisit some that are important the next podcast, but there was some other things that I wanted to talk about that wasn't news related. More things that I just wanted to kind of get the opinions of my co-hosts on, and we'll go with those. So real quick, first and foremost, there are a couple Twitch updates, and some not so great and some even worse. So first and foremost, Twitch Rooms has officially been released. So basically, when you're watching a stream, there is a chat window. Now you can separate different chats for different roles of people. Like if you want to have a chat for just subs, if you want to have a chat room for just mods, if you want to have a chat for just a couple friends. They're kind of pushing the, hey, these would be great if you're offline and the stream is not live kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are your guys' first thoughts on this?
I think it'd be a good thing for mods and mods only. I don't think it'd be good to split your viewership between different chat rooms. I think that needs to all stay in one chat room and then have something separate for just your mods. Like, say some shitheads acting up, they can at least talk or something. But like with like subscribers and stuff, splitting everybody.
Nope. I'm same mindset. I think they're trying to go after making them a one-stop shop for a community to surround these streamers, so they're not going to Discord or going to TeamSpeak or going to a website of their own or whatever the hell it might be. So they're posting. They basically are trying to create a social media site out of a streaming site, just like YouTube has done over the years. Now creators can comment in a fucking wall. They can post videos that are subscriber only, or they post unlisted videos, whatever. But I think it's just another reason for people to get on the platform and stay there more. But at the end of the fucking day, there's a reason they didn't just put this in the desktop app.
Right.
Nobody would use it there. And nobody's going to fucking use it here. Shitty. You're just segregating people out of your chat. And no offense, but there's not going to be so many fucking chats where it's even worth doing that.
Right.
We're not all fucking Ninja or Doc or fucking Summit or Lyric or any of these guys where there's 20,000 people trying to chat over top of one another. I don't know how the fuck they do it. But
right. Yeah. I don't know how they can see any. Like, I see the big streamers read something from their chats. How does the chat stay still long enough for you to read? Right. Just goes up and...
I think if you have it like scrolled up a little bit, it freezes the chat until it gets there.
Or you just put in keywords to fucking filter by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
Tags, that kind of shit. Although my tags still don't work after changing mine.
My actually, I think, do you have BTTV or Frankerface installed? No. My tags don't work when Frankerface or BTTV are on. They just don't work at all. If I'm on like a desktop that's not mine and I'm looking at Twitch, I'll see tags. I can't stand how tags don't show up on mobile. What the fuck is up with that? The native Twitch
Mine don't
app
show up anywhere.
Weird.
Computers are not.
What do you think, Jimmy?
Honestly, I until very recently, I had no reason to even do it. But like you said, for moderators, I think it's great. And I've actually opened a room for mods in my room to deal with any sort of issues I may have in my own chat. And it's a great, that way they don't have to be in multiple whispers, whatever mods I have in my channel have a spot to talk. But other than that, I don't really see why, like Speed said, why you'd want to split up your viewership. And then not only that, but then you'd have to have moderators moderate more than one room, perhaps. And you can only see one room at a time. I think I don't know. I think
you can do pop outs for different rooms, but that's again, it's
yeah,
just more stuff to
it's just more stuff to read and manage. I think it's great if you have a specific purpose. Like for mods, it's brilliant, and it's great. And I know that my own mods have used it, but for other than that, I don't plan on making any other separate rooms.
Did you previously have a channel in Discord for mods only?
I honestly, I didn't have the need for it until relatively recently. So
Roger.
I mean, my channel has always been pretty laid back and pretty easy to deal with. So until recently, I didn't even have a need for that. But it's great because it actually fills that role and it makes it easy for them to communicate and it's right there integrated into Twitch. So,
I was going to say you are incredibly lucky, but at the same time you aren't. But the fact that you went 3 years and never had to have a reason for all of your mods to have communication with each other, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, definitely. There was probably some luck involved with that. But yeah, honestly, not until like this last week. So
I'm curious to what happened. You'll have to tell me about it later.
I will. Well, you can check out my Discord. It kind of lays it out in there if you're not in there. So
don't. My thoughts sort of kind of align with what Salty is saying and how they're trying to make a one-stop shop. You know, that speaks true with the whispers. They want you to DM on their website, with the Pulse trying to create like a social media atmosphere, which I don't look at all. I do not look at anybody's status updates on Twitch ever. Do any of you guys?
No, like the little things that you post on there.
Never.
Yeah, I don't do that.
So I definitely agree with that. I'm just very confused as to why this is a thing separate from the desktop app, which was Curse previous to the Twitch acquisition. Why do we have another place where the streamer can create rooms for people to talk? Why not just have those be the channels in the Curse app or the Twitch desktop app?
Well, and that's what I said. There's a reason why they didn't just put it in the fucking app, because it would get zero exposure in there.
No.
At least now we're talking about it.
Yeah. I don't know of a single streamer who uses the Twitch desktop app primarily. Everybody uses Discord.
Yeah.
And there's a reason. It's because it's better in every fucking way.
There are companies going to Discord now. I mean, just everybody's starting to use it.
Yep.
Speak and Skype is.
Well, that's what's crazy about the old days. The hell was that chat client we used to use?
Oh.
Started with an S.
Slack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the commercials for Slack?
No.
On TV? Like over the past probably year and a half, 2 years, they actually have commercials that air on TV for Slack as like a workplace communication tool.
Really? Slack was amazing. I love Slack.
It did its job perfectly.
Discord was just a gamer-friendly and prettier version of Slack.
Yep. They basically stole a lot of the shit with their chats.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
The way the chats are organized and all the shit, all the fucking hashtags.
Smart.
Who cares?
Tagging across roles and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's set up perfectly, but it is 100%. Their chat client is Slack.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, so I'm really confused with this. I haven't even gone looking for rooms. Like all of the streams that I've been in since this has come out, I haven't looked for any of the rooms. I actually get quite annoyed when I join a new stream and the rooms tab is auto expanded. I'm like, no, just show me the chat. Just give me the chat. That's all I fucking care about. I just don't know. I don't really know the target market for this. I 100% understand the perspective of wanting to have mod chat only. I think that's a great idea. Again, it's just another thing to look at when you're streaming. And in my opinion, the less things you have to look at when you're live, the better. I like having a mod channel in Discord because I always just keep my Discord up on another monitor. If I see a red circle in the mod channel, like out of the corner of my eye, I know that I need to look at it because that usually means a mod has tagged me and something's up. I feel like just having a separate chat window that is going to be filled with people like mods talking back and forth to each other is just going to be a distraction for me. Just totally just my thought. So
well, I don't even look in that room. I just have.
Oh, you don't?
Them. No, I mean that's just for them because I don't have that many mods. I mean, I have like 8 or 9 for my channel.
Holy shit!
Maybe 10 total.
That's a good amount of mods.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I have mods that are kind of spread out, like some that are can come some days, some that can come other. At any given point, there's usually only 3 or 4 in my channel at the most.
Okay.
At any given time. But I think having that there, it means, hey, you got a spot right there on the stream where you can easily monitor chat, and if there's any sort of weird stuff going on, they have without having to manage multiple whispers and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, for that purpose, I think it's great. But the whole rooms thing, I just think it's kind of a weird, I don't know.
Same.
Yeah.
And I think we can leave it at that. Next up on the Twitch docket, Twitch's released a couple new things within the platform. The first thing being the Clip Champ, and the second one being the Cheer leaderboard. So this is all kind of underneath the earning rewards for doing certain things on the platform. So I'll go ahead and just read the description for the Clip Champ. Viewers who create clips for specific channels across 4 distinct weeks and a month and have over 50 combined views. Whoever's clicking on the script, your bubble's blocking the words. Get out of there. Clip Champ chat badge. Clip Champs will also have their status appear on other parts of Twitch where clips are found, such as on clips viewing pages, clips tabs of a channel, or game page. For other details on Clip Champs and how to become one, check out this stupid article. At launch, those who qualify as a Clip Champ based on their clipping history in December and January will be notified their Clip Champ status. And the second one being the Cheer leaderboard. Maybe cheering is more your style. Top cheerers, as you may have guessed from the very obvious name, is a pinned leaderboard that displays the top 3 cheerers and the channel at the top of chat. The leaderboard can also be expanded to show the top 10 cheerers as well as your current position.
Why do they gotta have more badges?
It's more fucking badges. So what do you guys think about Clip Champ first and foremost?
It's interesting, but I mean, it's not too hard to get 50 views on a clip, depending on the channel you're in.
Right.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think I made this reference maybe a few appearances on your podcast ago. Twitch is trying to just throw as much shit on the wall as possible. Let's see what people like. Let's see what sticks. And I think Clip Champ's one of those things. So like someone had an idea in some meeting. It's like, hey, this is something we could do that's not going to cost anyone any money, but it encourages people to make clips. And it's a way that, you can identify people in your community who are the ones who make all the clips. So, I mean.
Plus, you can still choose whether or not to wear a badge.
Yeah. Yeah. Also true.
This is true. And I think is the max 3 or 4?
3.
Okay.
And if they keep adding any more, you won't be able to see names. It'd be nothing.
Yeah, it'd be like fucking TeamSpeak back in the day.
Yep.
Old GSN's old TeamSpeak.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking 17 different icons.
I don't really have anything to say about Clip Champ. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who take pride in clipping. I think this is going to make a certain live stream fail subreddit even worse because of people who are just trying to milk the fuck out of this badge.
Yeah.
Well,
but
and not to mention, like K9 said in chat, ads.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're basically just forcing views on people.
Right.
Non-stop. I mean, at least want to get a couple views out of that fucking clip. Even if it's just the same asshole that made it going back and checking to see how many views there are.
Right. So yeah, I don't really.
Couldn't you just like spam it to get 50 views yourself just by you reviewing it over and over?
I don't think so. I think because like I noticed if I watch any of my own videos or pull up a VOD, like it doesn't increase the view count. I think it's like if it's from the own IP, I don't think the IP address, it doesn't do that. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a way you could spoof the system to do that. Sure. Yeah.
And it's worth
Yeah.
just for a badge.
Yeah. Someone will do it.
Yes, somebody will.
And I mean, it's just more additions they're adding. They're just keep adding more and more stuff. So, yeah, I'm just afraid in like maybe another year, it'll just be so much shit on the Twitch page. You don't know what's what.
As long as I don't mind them letting the reins out a little bit, as long as they pull them back every once in a blue moon. Like I feel like they've been pretty well, like receiving criticism fairly well.
As of late, they have.
Like, there's definitely some things they fucked up on, but I feel like for the most part, they definitely seem to be cracking down on some of the shit in their, whatever it is, code of conduct, terms of service, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know.
Yes.
I think it's just another stupid ass thing.
Especially with them pushing back the date in which they were going to be enforcing the new terms of service as far as old clips and shit like that. I thought that was a good move.
Bad that they got to do it, but it was needed.
I mean, we called it on the fucking show.
Yep.
They had to outline what the fuck, because that's just the way it is, and it's fucked up. Because YouTube actually, it was like I had, call me a psycho. I rewatched the fucking. I don't watch. I normally just listen to the conversations we have on the show when you post it on YouTube. I'll just listen to it while I'm driving in the car. If for no other reason than it's like midnight, I've been up for like 20 hours, and I just don't fucking remember what we talked about.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a brand new broadcast for me. Especially if we get a few beers in. I don't remember shit. I just go to sleep. So I'll listen to it again. And after I had gotten done listening to it, I was listening to another podcast where fucking YouTube's, I think it's the CEO, the woman. I can't remember her fucking name.
Yeah, it's CEO.
But she was on a, like doing an interview, and she was talking about YouTube doing the exact same shit. Like with all these people worried about all the new standards and all the new bars that they set with this last couple weeks policies coming out, they're going to be outlining exactly down to a T all this shit, just like Twitch is going to have to do.
Yep.
It's not, I mean, it's just the world we live in. You got to tell people not to fucking let their babies play with grocery bags. Darwinism means jack shit anymore.
No, it really doesn't.
People don't believe in letting assholes pushing them out in the sunlight so they'll burn. Like, so everybody can see that they're shit people.
Yeah.
So,
well, as far as the cheer leaderboard, I know I can't remember the increments, but I know the badges are for 1.25, 2, 3, 4, 5 million bits, which 5 million would be $50,000 after Twitch has already taken their cut. So that means somebody would have to spend 80 grand. I think
somebody
at least
out there has done that time and time again.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
And all but our
Think
two
about-
one streamer.
Think about, and this just popped in my head. Think about all the fucking charities we watch, and Extra Life, and Games Done Quick, and Awesome Games Done
Those are
Quick, Summer
companies.
Games. Yeah, but companies are coming in and cheering hundreds of thousands of bits. So it's like free advertising.
Right.
Yeah.
After you donate all that money, you're in a fucking chat. You could say absolutely nothing, and somebody sees that badge and they scroll over it, and they're like, "Holy shit, this guy fucking donated 5 million bits to fucking charity." That's awesome.
Crazy.
I think it's stupid that they're gonna fucking have pinned shit at the top of chat. I want chat to be as simple as I possibly can have it. Channels that I particularly mod are pretty much the only ones I leave chat up for. Unless it's like somebody who, like, if I'm watching one of y'all streams and you send a host over and I'm watching for, 15, 20 minutes or whatever, I'll leave the chat up. But for the most part, if I'm watching a Twitch channel and it's not somebody I know directly or somebody that I mod,
Yep.
it's fucking theater mode, no chat, fuck it all. I don't like all the shit just blasting by.
Nonstop.
Like, occasionally, if something funny happens in the game or something like that, I might pop it back out to see what the reaction is. All the fucking emotes and shit just spinning by, but I don't know. I don't like shit in my chat. Just make, like, they're obviously stealing this from Streamlabs that has the fucking what are they called?
Top bit or top
Add-ons,
cheers.
whatever the extension.
Yep.
The Streamlabs extension for cheers and bits and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're just stealing it from them. Why not just make it an info panel option? Stop saying you're not stealing it from Streamlabs, because you're
Right.
100% going to do the exact same shit. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's part of the reason they enabled extensions to happen in the first place, so that they could steal other people's ideas without being liable for stealing their ideas.
They've been doing that
That's
a lot.
part of the fucking reason why you allow mods in games with certain tweaks to your terms of service that say that this is our fucking property. You choose to upload it. That's your problem.
Right.
Just steal it.
What about you, Jimbo?
For the cheer stuff,
Yeah.
I think I mean, if you are gonna spend that kind of bits on a channel, then hey, get your badge for it, I guess. I mean, I don't have any problem with it. I mean, I haven't spent anywhere close to that kind of bits on a channel. I mean, the most I've spent on just a couple people that I've support over a period of several months is like the 10,000 bit badge, which really comes out to like $100.
Right.
A little over after Twitch takes their cut, but when you span that out over a few months, I mean, it's not a whole lot, and I don't know. I mean, I don't have that kind of stuff going on my channel. I think it's more for like, I think this is really mainly just put out for some big channels that have either big events or they're like some of the top streamers on Twitch, and people were whining because they throw buku bucks at them. And, I mean, they just were like, all right, we'll just throw some more badges your way. And then it just encourages some of those people. Like,
I mean,
it's like an itch. They're like, oh, I need to get the other. It's like those achievement junkies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An achievement. It's like a little endorphin they get by getting another badge. So it's encouraging some of those people to buy more bits on their platform and spend more. Hey, look, you're this far away from the 1 million bit badge. Let's drop a few more. It is.
It happened the other day. It happened the other day, actually. I was watching. I didn't watch it live. I watched a replay of it on YouTube. But in Ninja's channel the other day, there were two guys that were fucking donate Warren back and forth like $2,500 at a time. Like,
damn.
Guarantee you, I'm pretty sure in that stream he had like the one guy alone had donated like $16,000.
Jesus.
Now he might have just fucking straight up dicked him, PayPal yanked it back, whatever. But it happens. Like,
yeah,
fucking 16,000 to one guy, and the other guy was like 10 or 8.
Speaking of advertising, there was a guy I just found on YouTube a couple weeks ago. His name is Mr. Beast. And he did a sponsored YouTube video where he gifted $30,000 to one streamer. And that was completely funded by a company. I can't remember what. I think it was an app, like a mobile app. But fucking $30,000. One person. Like, holy fucking shit.
That guy he was talking about, Crocs just said the guy donated 30,000, and that was Mr. Beast.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yep. Crazy.
That's a car, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice car.
That's 3 of my cars. My little Korean mean machine. Come on now. Jesus Christ.
Payment on a house.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
Insane, man.
He's got a couple videos of him just donating thousands of dollars to other streamers. It's fun to watch, but
I couldn't even imagine receiving that much money at once.
I think I've been donated to like 2 times, and one of them was $100 donation. Like, fucking froze.
Extra Life?
No, well, beyond Extra Life.
Okay.
I mean, those were fucking amazing too, but like, I've only been donated to personally twice.
Okay.
But Extra Life, it'd be like the one guy from my work fucking was at work, and I was streaming the first time I ever did Extra Life, and he donated $500. Like, right off the bat, stream started. Hey, how's it going? This is our mission. Blah blah blah. Here's our team. $500. And that was my whole goal in one donation. So,
and Ninja just had that huge day, which I think was tens of thousands of dollars. I can't remember the actual amount. That's not even including his stream a year or 2 ago, where he funded his entire wedding with one stream. He made 60 grand.
Holy
one
shit.
stream.
Wow.
yeah, man, that's how you do it.
That's more than a year's salary for me in one day. Not jealous. I'm fucking impressed.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
I mean, I need to fucking go back and look at some of his VODs or something, probably, and see if he comes back and says, well, that guy's a dickhead, and fucking pulled all those donations back. Because as soon as it gets up to after the first one came in, I was like, okay. And then the second one came in, and I was like, this guy's gonna pull his shit back and fuck him. like fuck him over when it comes to the shit, because what's the chargeback? Like 2%?
Okay, yeah. Oh my
3%?
God.
I don't know what it is, but if somebody refunds their fucking donation through PayPal, you have no protection. And that money is charged, the fee is charged to you, the person receiving the donation.
Yep.
And that's what people used to do back in the day. That's why so many people, when bits came out, said, fuck direct link donations. I'm not doing any of those anymore. I'm one of them. If you look on my channel right now, even though I haven't streamed in like a year, the only links that would have been there would have been Extra Life or whatever the hell we do all the time.
St. Jude.
This guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It worries the fuck out of me. Like I was excited because it was cool at first, and then I started getting scared immediately. Like my paranoid mind just went straight to, this motherfucker's gonna have to pay like $8,000 in fucking refund fees or some shit after tonight. But I need to go look and see if anybody happens to know in chat what the fuck ended up happening if you mentioned it.
I don't know. I would think that with a denomination number that kind of size and what happened, you probably could work something out with them for that, because that's, I don't know. I mean, I've fortunate.
Seen it happen before.
Yeah.
Where it was big money. Like
yeah.
Big money.
Yeah. It's never something I have to really worry about, because I mean, that's not the kind of shit that goes on, but in my channel. But
the other night was pretty fucking crazy in your channel.
Yeah. Well, that was not a normal night. Yeah, that wasn't a normal night anyway. But even still, that's not. I mean, 2% of some of that stuff, that'd be, you know. And plus, the truth is, I don't even touch my PayPal account month to month. Like, it just, the stuff I have and I get, it just sits in there. It's like right now I'm trying to buy a new PC, so I mean, just sits in there. So if someone were to do something, I'd be like, all right, well, here's 2% of that. You know,
fuckers. I think it's ridiculous.
I do too. I think they're gonna
Why
at some point
charge you for something that doesn't cost them anything to do? It doesn't cost them to transfer money, does it?
Well, they have to pay the card companies and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it's like returning a check. It's not that expensive, but because of it being a percentage, it's always just exponentially worse as you get higher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
like what's 2% of like $9,000?
Anything more than 0 in my mind is bullshit.
Oh, I agree. I
That's
agree.
the thing that's just pissing me off, especially people that are using this as a career and that's their only means of income.
Sure.
Close to their only means of income. Yeah. To try to like fuck somebody over in that way just seems sinister as fuck to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Last but not least, Twitch has finally announced the 3 to 8 year subscription badges. So up until this past week, if you were over 2 years, you had a 2-year badge no matter what. So they finally added badges for anybody that has 3 to 8 years. I don't think they're out now. I think they're coming out pretty soon. I think within the next month or so. So that's a good thing. Final topic. So I had somebody, there's a person on Twitter. Her name is Ashley Christ. She is a streaming coach. She dedicates her content to kind of coaching people through trying to build their stream. She uploads videos about, how to grow your channel, what you should be doing as a streamer, all these things. And, she has some pretty good stuff. I would say I would definitely give her a follow to, check out what she's putting out, because I think a lot of the stuff that she's saying is beneficial. But this one particular thing that she posted, I disagreed hard with. And she posted an article about some guy who did a study about the what place luck has in somebody's success. And her tweet was something along the lines of, word for word said, luck does not exist, quote unquote. And with a couple other things like it's all about hard work, determination, all that stuff. And I thought the phrase luck does not exist was extremely incorrect. I think luck has a huge part in somebody's success. And not just in ways of getting lucky, as in somebody hosting you or somebody, a big streamer coming across your stream and tweeting you out. I'm talking luck on like a much larger scale. So before I kind of give my point, without me giving too much context, what is your guys' opinion on how much luck has to do with somebody's success, strictly talking about the content creation field, whether it's on YouTube or streaming? Do you think it's 50-50? Do you think luck has a bigger part in than hard work and dedication? Let me know what you guys think.
I mean, I feel like for most content creators, no matter what the platform is, even if you're like some fucking twerk model on Instagram or some shit, like it's just what you're in it for. Like your objectives, your goals, your long-term sight line of what you plan on doing on these platforms. I mean, if you're just trying to make a fuck ton of money and you get lucky one night and somebody happens to host you, like you get one of those random ass posts from a summit or fucking Doc or somebody like that, and there's like 20,000 people flooding your chat and you make a shitload of money, that's cool and all, but all these fucking people are going to be gone. Like, it just depends on what you were trying to do. If you're trying to do something that means something long term, I feel like you can't take luck into account. If you're trying to just be famous or get your 5 minutes of fucking I'm on the front page of Twitch, luck plays a little bit of the shit in it. But if you're trying to become something big, you can't. It's not something that happens overnight, I don't think.
The amount of people I've seen Summit host, like, drop 20,000 of his viewers into somebody's chat and then go back and check them a month later and see 10 people, 15 people in there.
That's
even
for the most part.
Oh yeah, there's just, it doesn't matter if you get lucky in that sense to me. I think what kind of person you are on the other end matters a whole lot, because they're not going to stick around if you suck.
Yeah. And are we just like this luck with streaming or luck with life in general? Because I do believe in some instances, luck does play some role. Again, like you in your tweet, you said you have to put yourself in a position to get lucky or something along the lines of that. But there's a lot of people that work like super hard and do everything they can to get where they are right now, and then somebody that knew somebody or got lucky, say a job position, got a job position over that person that works hard every single day, does what they're supposed to do, and it's just, I think luck has to play with a little bit with that.
Yeah.
But, if you don't work hard and you're expecting to receive something for not doing anything, yeah, that's different.
The quote that I live by is, hard work and dedication puts you where good luck has a better chance of finding you. I think that is like one of my all-time favorite lines. So I agree with you too. I agree with you, Speed. What do you think, Jimmy?
I think if you had asked me this question a few years ago, I might have a different response. But I think nowadays, I would say I'm kind of on line with a little bit of what Speed said and a little bit of what Salty said. I think it's a small portion, especially because, you know, when I first started streaming and I had no real understanding of Twitch, and you're kind of can really kind of be just obsessed or focused with numbers and that sort of stuff. I kind of understand where people are like, oh, you got lucky, you knew this streamer and they did that. But the reality is, you have all these people that maybe you get a host from a bigger channel and they drop in, but how many of those people are actually going to stick around or come back for another stream, or not just, hey, they want to get the follower notification, then they unfollow you the next day? You know what I mean? It's not like, if you're really trying to build something, I mean, there's no luck that creates that. I mean,
right.
You create your own luck. If you work hard, you keep working on improving whatever it is you're doing, then you're probably going to seem luckier. But the reality is as I've also gotten older in life, I've realized that, you know, you kind of kind of create your own luck. There are some instances where perhaps you catch the eye of someone because of relationships, like what Speed was talking about. Like if you know somebody who knows somebody, that could be lucky, you know, that could get you a position, or it could get you, you know, whatever that is you're looking for, whether it's front page time or whatever that is. But the reality is, whatever, for content creators, whatever platform you're using, there's no substitute for working hard and getting better and shaping relationships. And I mean, there's nothing. It's if you blow up, I mean, you're not going to last if you don't do those things. You can't sustain it. You know, you can't. So a very small percentage, I think, is luck based. Less than 10, I would say.
One of my main responses to her was, I consider us four some of the luckiest people on the planet, strictly based on the fact that we are white men born in the United States. We have the best fucking luck out of most of the people on the planet. Nothing we did before our birth changed any of that. We had no say. Just based on that fact that we were fortunate enough to be born into these lives, we already have won half of the battles that other people have to face the day that they were born.
Yeah.
So I guess
I don't know if I agree with you there.
Why not?
I think this is the greatest country in the fucking world. Anybody can make it. Doesn't matter what the fuck you are. Or who
if you're
you are.
no, if you're here, but what if you're not here?
If you're not here, then totally different fucking world.
I
If was in
agree.
North Korea, I wouldn't know any of you.
What are you saying?
I mean, I don't understand why that matters. I think that people put obstacles in front of themselves in order to give them fucking reasons to fail and not feel bad about it. Sometimes you just gotta fail.
I agree with
and
that.
It wasn't because of the color of your skin or where you were born or what country you're in. Just because you fucking failed. Get up, do it again.
So you
subtle art of not giving a fuck. This is like Zen mode right here. This whole life I'm living is Zen, not giving a fuck. Like,
so,
I don't like luck. I just don't like it. I've been an incredibly, I feel like luck is the new blessed. Like,
Papa bless.
I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. Fucking whatever. Yeah, I was in the right place at the right time. It might have been consequence. It might have been luck. It might have just been fucking sheer fucking will. But reality is what reality is. And I don't like fucking like downplaying people's hard work either.
Right.
Just like even people that we know for a fact were lucky as fucking got blown the fuck up. Like your Sheriff Eli's. He might not have 12,000 people watch him every day, but he's still got 6, 7, 800,000 people in his chat every day. He's doing great. Like, he's making a living out of it. And he got lucky as fuck, but he obviously was talented enough to stay around.
Right. He was talented enough to hold on to that stuff. And I don't think Sheriff Eli got lucky. I think he just wasn't trying. And then somebody said, hey, by the way, you're really fucking talented. You would be really good at this thing that you don't even know exists. And turns out he was. Okay. So if you disagree with my point about being born, what do you call being born with living fortunate enough to not have a mental illness? Is that lucky, or is that
it's fucking life? Like, life is fucked up.
No
matter what the fuck you're doing.
But
life is fucked up. Some people start off in a bad spot. But that's the libertarian in me saying it's not about where you start. Like, if all you do is focus on the fucking past, you're never going to get out of that fucking hole. If your entire life you're blaming other people for fucking issues your parents caused, so what? I'm a white guy that lives on the East Coast. I have nothing to fucking do with your life. I don't know you. I don't have any fucking privileges. I gotta fucking buy shit and fucking grind and do all the same shit everybody else does.
Got a goddamn kid.
I got nobody to blame, so I just gotta fucking go out and do it. So that's most of the bitching I hear all the time about stuff like that. It irritates me because there's way more people nowadays that are looking not for equality of opportunity. they're preaching equality of opportunity, but what they really want is equality of outcome.
Right.
Like they think just because of they can fucking victimize themselves into all these tiny little groups that what you end up with is no matter what the fuck you want to make up, that's the problem. Everybody else the fucking my blockade from getting all the things I want in my life. And now I want to have 10 of me in that same pantheon with the tops of everybody else just because of whatever the fuck it is that put me in this victim class to begin with. I think people pay way too much attention to identity and a lot less into the country as a whole, like society as a whole.
Okay.
Everybody wants to be chopped up into their own little slice of the pie instead of just looking at the entire fucking pie and saying this fucking pie is awesome.
That tribalism mentality.
Yeah, it's fucking insane nowadays. It's fucking insane.
See, I don't think I'm lucky to be where I am because I know for a goddamn fact I have worked my ass off to get where I am. But I think I'm lucky to grow up in the family that I had, like the amazing parents that I have. I think I'm lucky to be a white male. I think I automatically don't have to put up as many fights as if I was a black female on Twitch. We already know that they already have way more shit. Just being a female on Twitch, you can say whatever you want about how it's easier for females
for sure.
to get viewers. It's the amount of bullshit that they have to put up with on a daily basis just having boobies. Even if they're fully clothed, they could be in a fucking snow jacket. It wouldn't matter. They would get you cannot have a webcam and be a girl. As soon as you speak into a microphone as a female, ostracized like immediately. So I sort of kind of agree with you guys where I definitely think luck has a small portion, like a very, very small impact on the entirety. I think it's a lot of hard work. I think it's dedication. I think it's sacrifice. But I think to outrule getting, stuff, freak accident shit, like missing your flight and then getting into an elevator to go to another gate and meeting a developer of a company who, completely just skyrockets your career. There's nothing you did hard work or dedication wise that put you in that spot. That's just freak shit coincidence. Are you saying you don't like coincidences either, Salty?
I mean, I just don't think of things hypothetically ever.
Okay.
My life is whatever the fuck is in front of my eyes. End of story. Like, I got a very narrow fucking brand of fucking sight. I stay in my fucking lane. I got my own shit to worry about. I ain't got nobody else's shit to worry about. Select few inner circle type people. Everybody else could give a fuck less. And that's no offense to anybody else. And if you are offended, I'm sorry, but that's just that's life. I don't have to care about you. That's the best part about America.
Yep.
I could choose to care about you or I could choose not to. And most of the time, all the whining and bitching and moaning, it's just like, I don't need that negativity in my life. I don't need anybody else's like bringing themselves down because of somebody else. Like, I like people that own up to like for their own shit, no matter like there's a speaker, he does a podcast too. His name is Jocko, is it Linux? He's like an ex fucking Delta Force.
Oh God.
He's been on Rogan's podcast at least one time. He's great guy, but he does this speech. He does these speaking engagements. Willink, whatever, something like that. And he does this speech, and you can look it up on YouTube. There's a bunch of them, and it's the title of the speech is called "Extreme Ownership," and it's basically like it's going through this whole long story from his military service that taught him this lesson that was basically like, fuck it, doesn't matter, whatever the fuck it is, I'm owning it. My fucking problem. It's not the people underneath me's problem. It's not the people, blah 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 blah. It's just like, it's great podcast. Highly recommend it. He talks to a lot of cool people. But mainly, if you just fucking listen to that one speech he makes, it really fucking resonated with me personally, because that's the way I tend to live my life. I like people that are not self-absorbed. I like people that are self-aware. I like people that own up to their own shit. I like people that don't mind getting criticized. You know, that kind of shit.
Did you see that viral video from Will Smith that was going around about him talking about fault and responsibility?
Mm-hmm. I saw that. It was nice.
I think that speaks a shit ton of truth.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that I was just gonna say. I think that's hard. I think it's easy to understand, but I think it's really difficult to adopt that mindset. That's not something that people can just do.
It is something that I see more often because of my occupation, you know, as a teacher and a coach. And it is something that, for whatever reason, and I'm sure every generation thinks this about the previous generation, but I think there's something about the way the young generation is wired, the younger, and by that I mean like teenagers, preteens, like that group of people. I think there's something that they're wired a little differently because of this. You know what I mean? Because
social
of
interaction.
The interactions are way different than when we were younger. And so it's so easy to just not have to take ownership of stuff because you hide behind a digital mask a lot of your life, you know?
Yep. And you only let people see what you want them to see too. That's
exactly.
the big thing. It's a curated mask.
Yes.
It's not just like fucking people being fake. It's 100%. You only see what I want you to see, hear what I want you to hear. Propaganda at the best.
Well, I
That's
mean,
basically what it is.
it can be. I mean, it really depends on how you do it. But yes, I mean, for all practical purposes, the way some of them run their social stuff is more or less that. And it's something that I've only kind of just realized that as an adult, like kind of like the whole responsibility stuff. Really wasn't until after my son was born. And I know I'm using that. I know you hear probably
I'm with you.
parents say that, but I don't think the switch went off in my brain until after that point. And I've done a lot of things before then. I mean, I've been in combat. You know, I've been married before. I've traveled around the world. I mean, I've done a lot of different things, but that was the point in my life where all of a sudden it clicked for me that I got to start just owning up for everything I do because I got this guy who's going to hold me to that. I hope.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
And hopefully, and I'm not saying that it's got to, for me, I think it took longer than most for me to figure it out. I think other people, it's a message that they just don't get because it's so easy. It's so easy to just blame someone or something else if something's not going your way. And I'm still guilty of doing that shit sometimes. I'm guilty of it. And I got to remind myself, you know what? This is probably your fault. You need to figure out how to fix it, you know?
And that's fucking human nature.
Yeah.
It's definitely not something I did overnight. I lived on my own for like 2 years following college, like not getting out of college, but following high school and getting into the job I'm in now. I was on my own for 2 years. And for some reason, just living by myself, that was enough of I can do whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want, all the time. I had decent amount of money. I wasn't broke. A lot of friends in the area, that kind of shit. So slowly over time, especially having my son, it's the same thing you said. They're not fucking stupid. Like your kids are not stupid. My son is 2 years old and he will call me on my shit already. Like he sees the world exactly as it's supposed, like exactly as it's seen in the most subjective way possible. And seeing people that are that subjective about the world and have no fucking problem saying you look like crap or fucking you stink or I don't want to do that because it's stupid. Like just the kids say the darndest thing is 100% true. And having that around you 24 hours a day will humble the fuck out of you.
It does. You know what? My the thing that my son is calling me out on constantly now is anytime, anywhere in the house that if he is awake and hears me say damn, ass, shit, basically any swear word, not even a bad swear word, I'll hear him throughout the house. I'll hear a on, man. The language police. It's hilarious.
They are funny as shit.
And who do you think he's heard that from? He's heard that from somebody.
Who knows, man? But he's a little rule follower when it comes to that. Like, he will not say a bad word. He won't, but he calls me out on it all the time. You know?
Yeah.
So.
My son's just getting to that age where we have to tell him not to say shit.
Yeah.
Like, he says some shit in public that shouldn't be said.
Yeah.
At all. Like, talking about people in the store. Like, somebody looks like fucking hobo or something.
Yeah. Like,
Dad,
like,
what the fuck's wrong with him?
He looks like that guy we saw in the alley outside the store.
Like,
is that the same guy?
It's brutal honesty, and that kind of brutal honesty is just like, it's humbling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the kind of mentality you have to have going into trying to fucking have that attitude. Like, he's not gonna fucking lie to you.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you exactly what's on his fucking mind. And that's the kind of vibe, that's the kind of vibe I feel like I want to put out to the world. No matter who I'm talking to, where I am. I'm not gonna fucking hold back my opinions. I'm not gonna throw them in anybody's face, but I'm not gonna fucking hold back if I'm asked specifically, and I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'd fucking shoot as straight as I possibly can.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you have to cap that a little bit at work. You know, obviously. Nope. Really? You can say
my work is probably as bad, if not worse, than being in the military.
No way.
Yes, it's all men. It's all just a bunch of middle-aged men.
No, but even in the military, like, you can't tell your friggin' XO or commander to go fuck off because you don't like him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you got to have a semblance.
I don't know. I'd probably get away with it. Maybe not the boss above him, but my boss, I could probably get away with. I mean, it's probably more in a joking sense.
Sure. But I mean,
there's definitely been some crazy like fights at my work where somebody just got pissed off for whatever reason.
Oh, that testosterone.
In my job, and I know with Knacker's job, and I'm sure with Speed's job too. I mean, you got to be kind of careful. And I imagine for most people's jobs, you kind of have to taper back your opinions a little bit, you know, just because it can be misconstrued.
I'm actually sort of kind of in line with Salty with what I can get away with my administrators.
You're lucky.
I have my staff. I only work with, out of the 4 buildings and 100+ staff members, there are 3 males. And things can get a little dicey sometimes. And one time I walked in to the teacher's lounge to get some food, and all of these butthurt bitches just started barking orders at me of stuff that they needed. I walked back into the main office where the principal of the building that I was in and the principal of another building where goes, hey, if you want, you can eat lunch in the lounge. And I was like, with all of those ungrateful bitches, no, thank you. No repercussions whatsoever. I'd never heard a thing about it. I've gotten away with some shit with my admins, but I mean, I've been with them for 6 years. I think it comes down to like, do they know you're going to do your job at the end of the day kind of thing? But I'm not in a hardcore educational environment. Like I know, because you're in a public school, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'm in a very small corner of the world where stuff isn't taken too seriously. And they probably, like Salty's administrators, know too. I don't put up with your shit. If you're being a whiny little bitch, I'm going to tell you you're being a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
But
yep.
No. As far as to Salty's point about kids being brutally honest, and of course, Jimmy, you know this as well. When I first shaved my head, I walked into one of the kindergarten classrooms, and one of the little kids just points at me and goes, "What happened to your face?" Like, nothing.
Exactly.
What's wrong with my face? I shaved my head, not my face. I'm sure tomorrow when I go in, they're gonna ask me what's wrong with my face. But
my son gets so pissed about me shaving my beard off that I have to do it in front of him.
Oh,
like,
really?
I have to let him like grab the fucking razor and do it for him to not just be like, "I want your beard back. Where's your beard at?"
You did this.
It's your fault.
But, all right. Any final points on that last topic?
Don't let anything or anyone tell you anything.
where were we?
Do you?
Are we still on the luck part
No, talking about
or the
We
whole
were on the
thing?
luck part.
It's
Yeah,
kinda-
You just went away from it. But
yeah,
Yeah.
the whole thing about like, you know, how lucky are you to be, you know, they were talking about just luck in the career, and you know,
right.
and so many people blaming their lack of success on not getting lucky. Like, oh, well, if I got lucky, like so and so got lucky, you know, I would be where they would be. It's like, no,
That's
it's
all
'cause
you got to know
suck.
about that kind of person. If they make that kind of excuse about it.
they believe stuff should be handed to them.
Well,
Yes.
and
They
they
need to have
compare.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They compare.
yeah, that person may have been lucky, but again, to keep all those viewers, he had to be good at or work hard at what he was doing. So.
I mean, I could think of myself as lucky I'm on this podcast by virtue of I found a Reddit post one day that mentioned BBR. It was years ago. And then through BBR, I found Knackers and then found GSN and found all you guys. So lucky in that sense. But I mean, as far as work ethic and I mean, if you actually getting somewhere, it's all on you. It's all on
If
you.
we're looking at it that way, if I wouldn't have met one person and Daisy, the Daisy mod, like someone that could have just killed me, I wouldn't have met anybody here.
Yep.
If you look at it that way, so.
Except for it was Altus.
Well, I mean, it's a bunch of string of events that if that was not to happen, I probably would not be here. So.
Well, see, that's just taking it. If you're going to go hypothetically, like coincidence.
I guess he's.
You're
unlucky.
good. You're good.
Oh.
I was like,
If you're going to take coincidence or something like that into hand, GSN was the first community I'd ever joined, gaming wise, and I'd just come back to PC gaming a month or two before that. I was jumping on and off of Arma 3 mod servers and just happened to fucking meet a bunch of the staff and members and shit in a random server that I picked out of a fucking list.
Yep.
I just saw that there were people in the server, and I 4 years ago.
I think a lot of people see success and successful people within the Twitch community and go, oh, I could do that. When people who haven't streamed before come up to me and say, hey, what would it take, or how long did it take for you to get where you are? I'm like, if you want to get in, if you have not had any experience in the content creation business, 10 years. 10 years to get where that person is.
And that time is only getting longer.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
100%.
There's 2 million fucking people.
Yeah, and it's just getting
Yep.
bigger and bigger.
Yep.
And
Which is why, like, this is not a short game thing. If you really want to make a name for yourself, get somewhat out there and recognized, get ready to put 10 years worth of work and sacrifice in before you get anywhere. Yeah. You're just not, it's not going to happen. There's too much going on for you to get noticed just by doing whatever you want to do. That didn't exist, you know, a couple years ago, but that is rapidly changing.
I think this segues into the perfect talking point that you had next, was the difference between being someone a quitter or who isn't cut out for doing this sort of thing. Or no?
No,
Oh, yeah.
Please continue. Yeah.
It's quiet. I'm like, or maybe I'm wrong.
Nope.
We talked about that already.
Go for
and I
it.
didn't remember. I mean, if you aren't seeing, I mean, Twitch, it's a different animal now than when I started 3 years ago. I know, Knackers, you've been doing it longer than myself. But I mean, I would think you can't get hung up on follower numbers, because those don't necessarily mean a whole lot.
They mean
doesn't
nothing.
measure your success.
Yeah.
They're not. What you really need to look at is, as every month goes by, am I starting to gain like at least one more person that's hanging out in chat? You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. You know, I look at my concurrent viewership now with the stats tools they have and everything else. Is my concurrent viewership trending upward? You know, is it going that way? Because it's not always going to be the same. You're going to have good streams and bad streams. Or maybe for your YouTube, on the YouTube platform, I know nothing really about YouTube, but you're going to have some videos, I imagine, people put out that get tons of views and some that just don't. You know, but as far as Twitch is concerned, if you're trending upward and then by the end of your first year of streaming, you're not holding 4 or 5 people in your channel, you might want to look at something else because it ain't going to get a whole lot easier, you know?
Mhm.
It's not. And it's not to say that you did anything wrong. Maybe it's just people just don't like your content.
Or you're not advertising well enough. You're not marketing
Yeah, there's
well enough.
something.
There's a million
something
fucking
you're
different
not
things.
Yeah, there's a million things. The game you're playing could be part. I mean, there's a lot of things. But if you haven't figured out after a year and you're not at that level where you're averaging at least 5 people coming to hang out, if I want to put a hard number on it, I'd be like, you might want to consider doing something else. You know?
I think everybody measures success differently. Say one person, he thinks keep getting to 50 concurrent viewers at one time in like 3 months is success for him. If he gets to that, he succeeded in his eyes. Somebody would probably be looking at the type of people that are staying, that a community that they're wanting to build. Maybe they just got 10 people that stick around. To them, that's success because they're friends they have made.
Well, I realize as I said this, that probably could have sounded a little shallow on my end. I don't want to tie it like it's all just
Yeah,
based around numbers. I just feel like if you're, I'm taking it from the perspective of someone who's trying to turn this into either a job, or at the very least maybe an ancillary income. You know what I mean? That's what I meant. If you want to stream because you enjoy streaming, then fucking stream. Because if you enjoy it, and even if you got one person in there, then and you're having a blast, then fucking do it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was talking about those people that were trying to like make some type of career or side career out of doing it. That's what I meant when I was saying that.
See, anybody with that mentality at the start, I would tell you that you probably shouldn't be here at all. Like anybody who starts with that right off the bat, like anybody who messages me and says, hey, what do I need on my Twitch profile page and how do I link it to my PayPal? I'm like, dude, forget the fucking money. Just get up there and stream.
Yeah. No, but okay, again, let me rephrase because now I'm starting to feel like a subject. That's not why I started streaming. I thought it was cool because it was like, hey, look, I have not been playing as much video games. This is a cool platform where people can talk to you while you're playing a game, you know? Thought it was amazing. And so I started streaming on my Xbox, really got into it, and that got me into building my first PC to stream from, you know, and meeting all kinds of cool people. And it wasn't until a lot later, toward the end of my first year, that I was like, you know what? I could maybe turn this into like a small kind of side business sort of deal, you know? But that thought didn't even pop in my head initially. It was really just like I have tons of fun. You got to try it and see if you like it. Because some people are like, I hate it when people say, oh, I want to get into streaming, like you say, and they're like, oh, what do I need to buy? This, that. I'm like, dude, just freaking use what you got. Even if that means just a console, just use what you got. Because otherwise, you know, you may end up just not liking it. And it's hard. You know, it's not, you're probably going to not be that good early on. I know I've deleted almost all my old shit because it is cringy as hell. So, you know, it's bad. It is bad.
Anybody go ahead, Speed.
I wasn't saying, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay. Anybody who comes to me and says, hey, I've been streaming for 6 months, 8 months, and I haven't really gotten anywhere. My realistic, cynical response is, okay, talk to me again in 2 years. And let me see where it's at. If you've only been streaming for 1 year and you are unsatisfied with your progress, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
We need to instill this fear in these newcomers that if you are not having fun from day one and it's not about that, you are going to have a really, really bad time.
Yeah.
I would never tell a person who has been streaming for 2 years and isn't going anywhere to stop. Because if I were to look at myself 2 years ago and what kind of streamer I was, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know half the shit that I know now. I don't think for somebody who is brand new to making video game content, whether it's YouTube or live streaming or podcast or whatever, I do not think it is possible to learn everything you need to learn within a 1 year period or a 2 year period.
Especially not in something that's ever changing.
Yep.
Like, you always have to be, even if it's just as simple as updating your fucking art or your alerts or your equipment. I mean, just constantly fucking changing.
That's what I get for throwing a fucking arbitrary number out there like that. You guys freaking shit all.
No,
you're not shitting on me. I know, I'm joking, but the truth is, if you're in it for a year and you are not experiencing growth, and that's all you have on your mind, maybe look inward a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe look inward a little bit.
But before you even said a year, that was the number I was going to bring up anyway. So
yeah, okay, good.
I think I've been streaming. This upcoming July will be my 5 years on Twitch, and 4 of those years be streaming. I don't consider those first 3 years to be actual streaming. I consider that somebody happened to be broadcasting my webcam and gameplay to a website without my knowledge, kind of streaming. So I don't think that it's possible to get a grasp on everything within 2 years, even 3 years. There's people who start streaming and they get partnered within that year, and then they stream for 3 years and then they're done. But what kind of background does that person have? What kind of personality does that person have? As someone who doesn't think, the person who I was 4 years ago was not a good streamer. The person who I think I am right now does an okay job. But I had to learn everything on my own because I was not cut out for this when I started. Some people are cut out for it day one. They turn on the camera, they fucking explode. They're meant to be here. And then there's people like me who I have to learn how to do everything the right way because I do not have a grasp on what's going on. So
I totally feel the same way. And I've watched your channel over the last couple of years and how much it's evolved. I mean, you're still you know, you haven't changed who you are, but your channel has changed. Your content is evolving. And it's gotten better, and you've gotten better at, doing the different things. And that's a natural thing. It doesn't happen overnight. I mean, it's a slow, burn. There are very few people that have the skills, the tools, and the knowledge that they would need right out the gate to be able to actually become successful right out, day one. They just don't.
Agreed.
So, I'm not sure what that thing is between a quitter and someone who isn't cut out for it. I mean,
yes. So that final point was just kind of along the lines of, does somebody who quits after a year, are they a quitter? And did they just not put enough time into it to actually try and perfect their craft? Like there's so many people who just say, oh, well, if you aren't growing after, 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, you're probably just not cut out for it. I'm like, no, I don't think that's true at all, because it took me 4 years to actually understand what the fuck Twitch is and how to act and how to properly make relationships on this platform instead of networking in order to grow your channel. I don't think all that stuff is easily obtained in that short amount of time.
I don't think time really plays a big role in if you're a quitter or not meant to be. Maybe this person streamed for a year and their mindset is, I haven't grown as much as I want to, and they stop. Yeah, that may be a quitter because that's why they stopped streaming. I've streamed a couple times. I probably didn't give it enough times to even see how I would like it, but I didn't quite enjoy it. I didn't have fun doing it, so that's why I don't do it.
Well, that
I
doesn't
wouldn't
make
see
you
myself as
though.
a quitter because the reason why I stopped, I wasn't having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it plays more into reason rather than like time to why you should be called a quitter or just someone.
That's why there's people that are like 80 years old that are fucking partnered on Twitch, man.
Yep.
Never know. I don't think it really has anything to do with time. I think it goes back to that whole fucking, like, you have to be realistic. You have to fucking set goals for yourself, and you can't throw your entire life away to pursue something that could potentially bring you. Like, that's why it's interesting to me to see these kids now, and I say kids being 30 fucking years old this year. I turned 30, but kids now that are coming out of high school and they've already been streaming for a couple years.
Right.
And we know a few of them that used to do it. People that we knew through GSN and other places who, you know, you're 16 years old, you're streaming for 2 years, and now you're in a weird spot where you have a decent following, but you still have to fucking like go to college.
Yep.
You can't just throw your fucking life away trying to pursue something like that.
Yeah.
And if it's that important to you, then I guess you do, and you see what happens, and you fucking deal with the consequences or the fucking bags of money, whichever. And I don't know. I really liked streaming, namely just because I really liked playing video games a lot. So when I was first meeting at least these two guys for sure, the very first part of when we all met, I was fucking playing 40, 50 hours a week. At least. Like, I played every fucking day I was off.
And working full time.
Fucking day. And, I mean, just ridiculous. I'd wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning so I could play for an hour before I went to work 12 hours, come home, and play all night.
Damn.
Like,
Salty was a beast.
A lot of video games back in the day.
So how many hours did you actually sleep?
I don't need sleep. Fuck sleep.
Salty.
Quantum. What's that fucking James Bond movie? Quantum of Solace. Where that fucking dude just lays under some fucking LEDs for a couple hours and he's good. I don't know. Like, I've been up all day today. I've been fucking moving since, I don't know, 7 o'clock. And I'll probably, like, I always say I'm going to go right to bed when I get off the podcast, but I'll be up until 1 or 2 o'clock. And then I'll get up tomorrow and do it all over again.
Yep.
Because I got to get up at 7 to take my son to daycare.
Good God.
Then I have to work tomorrow night.
Fun.
Yeah, bruh.
All day.
I think that's a lot of the reason why I've been enjoying myself outside of the office. Especially at night. Like, I don't necessarily do a lot of building shit at night, but that's where I do all my planning. Like, I'll just sit out in the garage, just fucking sketch through something. I might come in here and fucking throw it up and sketch up on the computer. Maybe. I haven't even been doing that lately because it takes too fucking long and I'd rather just be building it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's part of the reason why I've been enjoying the outside so much, just because I do work and family time a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I have to pick my fucking battles when I have time to myself.
Yep.
And even then, I'm still, like, filled with guilt if I'm not doing something productive.
Well, that's why
too.
I only stream like 99% of the time. When I do stream, it's at night because I work full-time job. Some of it requires me work on the weekends during in season when I'm doing coaching stuff. And then, you know, I'm married. I have a son. So I feel guilty if like my son is awake, you know, and like he wants to. That's why I've even, you know, he's all into video games now. He's like, hey, you wanna stream a game? I was like, sure, man, let's go, let's play some games. But I mean, it's just, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. You really have to pick your battles. You got to pick and choose. And
I'm lucky in the sense that I have a lot of time to myself because of my fucked up ass schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm working 9 to 5. I'm doing the normal 5 days a week thing. Like, I'm going to have all fucking day tomorrow. The house is going to be mine. I got to go to work tomorrow night, so maybe I take a nap in the afternoon. Maybe I don't. But, like, I get a lot of time. I'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week to myself.
Right.
And I still put my son to daycare. People can talk shit if they want to. I don't give a fuck. I got a lot of stuff to do. And Like, I don't know. Like, I try to keep as busy as fucking humanly possible most days, if for no other reason, just to have something to do.
No.
Keeping busy is the best.
I don't like fucking sitting still. I was previously diagnosed with ADHD, and I just stopped taking pills when I was 10.
Fuck that suppression
it all
shit.
worked out, man.
Yeah, it worked out.
It all worked out.
I just talked a lot in class and ate a lot of sugar. Fucking people gave me drugs for it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Any final points before we move over to the question and answer?
No.
Let's do it.
Do it.
So, all right, moving on to the question and answer part of the show. This is compiled of the questions that you guys have submitted throughout the podcast. So if you have submitted any questions, thank you. And we are no longer taking any questions. First question from Filer. Have any of you played Celeste yet? If not, ignore the question. If so, what you think about the amazing game? Never even heard of it.
Celeste.
I think I've heard the name, but I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
And now I'm curious. Hold on.
Yeah, if Filer likes it.
Oh, it looks like a platformer.
Rating
Is it?
10 out of 10 on Steam. 1,077 reviews.
All right.
Bullshit. Celeste on the Nintendo Switch as well?
Ooh.
Dude. Okay.
From
All
the
right,
creators of Towerfall?
You got my
Oh.
attention.
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yo, I fucking
Okay.
love Towerfall.
Well,
Yep.
I'm gonna put this on my wish list. Or you know what? I've been looking for another game for my Switch. This might be the one.
Overwhelmingly positive. That's what I'm talking about. Yo,
January
thanks, Filer.
25th it came out.
Yeah, it just came out like a month ago.
$20 on Steam.
I'm sure it's probably the same on Nintendo. If
It's
it's more on the Switch, as long as it's no more than like $5 more, I'll probably get it on the Switch.
Yo,
I'll
you
put it
know
on
it's
YouTube.
going to be more
Okay.
expensive on Switch.
You shouldn't get it on Switch, Knackers. You will never play it.
I would much rather play a platformer on PC. I'm only going to play.
Are you kidding me? That's what
That's what
consoles are made for.
I got an Xbox controller.
You have a Nintendo Switch, brother.
I'm being 100% honest when I say I will not play any non-console exclusives on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I know.
if the game is out for PC, I'm going to play it on my PC.
I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It also helps you have like computers in every fucking room of your house. Too.
Yeah, it's true. He
So-
does.
Yeah.
Like if I had an HTPC where I could just plug my fucking Xbox controller in and play games from Steam. I mean, I have whatever that fucking box is called. Whatever that Steam box is called.
Steam Link?
I never even took it out of the fucking package. Brand new.
Wait, what's wrong with playing a platformer with an Xbox controller?
The Xbox controller has like the shittiest D-pad, dude.
Wait, did you have to use a D-pad to play a platformer? I would
I
much
mean-
rather have a joystick.
I mean, you could
Whether
use
it
an
wants to be
analog stick,
played.
but that's kind of weird. I mean,
What?
if it's a two-dimensional platformer, you use the analogs?
Fuck yeah, of course. Duck Game,
Speedrunners.
Towerfall, all day.
All right, I guess I'm just old-fashioned. Call me
Omnidirectional,
old-fashioned.
bro.
Come on, man. It's all about the D-pad.
It's all
Um,
about the D.
I don't. What?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Here's the other honest truth: is that the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons are way too fucking small, and I need to
Yeah.
either have a Pro controller or the silicone grips that turn those things into an actual controller.
Well, I mean, if you're playing it like this, like with this is fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's
if you have
so not ergonomic. That is such an awkward
Right.
thing to hold.
honestly, the way the controller like fits out in your hand, I've gotten used to it. I don't have a problem with it. The problem is if you're trying to play long play sessions with one of these.
That's how you
Like,
get right.
Yeah,
This,
fuck
Yeah.
that.
this is fine
I
for
have gigantic hand.
Well, it's fine when you're doing like, hey, we're gonna play Mario Kart for 5 minutes, and then you pass the controller to somebody else. That's fine, you know. But for long play sessions on that, yeah, you're gonna fucking arthritis.
I'll put it to you this way. A couple years ago, and I don't fucking remember why. It was probably 4 years ago. I was definitely still working at my work, and I was definitely new, y'all. But it was probably close to 4 years ago, and I found a box of old shit in my house that was like all my old Pokemon cartridges and like Game Boy Advances and shit like that. So I was like, fuck it. I got some time. I'm going to play through all the fucking Pokemon, like the first 4. And so I started red, went blue, yellow, green. And I think I started on silver.
I love
by
silver.
the time that was over, I was playing on a Game Boy Color. My fucking hands are so fucked. Like, I can feel the carpal tunnel in my hand.
So you
Just
think
from that?
Game Boy Color gave you carpal tunnel syndrome?
At the age of 23 or 24, yeah.
You need to fucking sue Nintendo then. They got a lot of money. All right. Then
They may just pay you off so this doesn't.
Yeah, but they got some really good fucking lawyers too, because they fuck
do.
everybody up.
They fucking do. But I mean, SaltySam v Nintendo. That sounds like a legal battle I'd like to see hammered out.
That's the one thing I will tell you about Road Redemption. You need to redo the keys on the fucking gas button. My middle finger when I hit the trigger for the gas button on Road Redemption never comes off of that ever.
Dude, that was me playing Overcooked. I was gripping that shit so hard trying to move my little dude. They're gonna make you type up that lawsuit plea with a fucking Game Boy Color. Fucking
that was half of it. If you named all your Pokemon, fuck, because that took like 25 minutes, and that was like at least a couple hours worth of carpal tunnel.
Yeah, because they made the Joy-Con symmetrical so that you could split it off to 2 people, it just makes it such an awkward hold for me personally.
It is. I mean, it's small. It's playable. I think the idea was they only know that people are going to be doing that like in short play sessions. So for that, it works. Because like I brought my Switch. I brought it when I went to visit you last summer. And I think that was like one of the first times you played the Switch. And we had a blast playing Mario Kart. But I mean, it's fine if you're just doing 1 or 2 rounds, but if you're playing with that sucker for more than 10 or 15 minutes at once, your freaking hands hurt, man.
Yeah.
You need a group of people so that you can pass the controllers off.
Exactly.
When the Switch, it was soon after it came out when when my brother Vansman got it, and I don't even remember what the fuck was going on. This might have even. How long has the Switch been out?
A year, just over a year now, or about to be a year. I think it's going to be a year next month.
Well, fucking I don't remember why my son and my wife were gone for some reason one night, and I think they stayed at her mom's house or something. I don't know, whatever. They fucking were gone, and so Vans brought the Switch over, and we played Mario Kart on the Switch. But it was just me and him, and we played Mario Kart for like fucking 3 hours straight. And my fucking fingers, I literally couldn't even move my fucking ring and pinky at all.
That's a long time for that.
It was bad.
Who plays Breath of the Wild for like 20 minutes? I mean, come on.
Right.
You have to have
an hour or two in there.
You have to have a full controller for Breath of the Wild. So
okay.
Yeah, and every system comes with the little. You have this little thing that comes with it. Now, Nintendo, they kind of screwed people, and they didn't put the little charging port in the base one. Like, you got to buy that separately if you want to charge your controller.
Okay,
like,
Apple.
As you're playing. Exactly. Like, they just give you literally a plastic shell. This costs, that little USB-C port costs an extra $20 or whatever it is.
How like, I've seen like a bunch of pictures, like the how would you say the mount where you actually plug it in and goes to the TV? It's like made of like a cheap plastic.
It's not good.
Controllers and everything.
No, the controllers are fine. The actual hub,
the docking station. Yeah,
the docking station is it's kind of. I mean, it's just sitting in one spot. Mine's just here. I've been wanting to buy another hub so I can move it to another room, but the price has always been so damn expensive. They finally dropped the price down to like $50 for the hubs.
That's not bad.
It used to be like $80. But like, I think Walmart's selling them for like 50 or 60 bucks now. So I'm like, okay, I could do the 60 bucks, you know, but like $80 for a fucking piece of plastic? No thanks.
Right. With a
They need to
charging
come out with
port.
a better built. So maybe it costs a little bit more, but like a better built system and everything, like a Nintendo Switch Pro or something.
I mean,
A
I
bit
use
nicer.
mine mostly in sitting in the hub and I'm on a display or a TV. I have not used my Switch that often in portable mode. I just
Well, and
haven't.
see, that's the only reason I would want to have it.
I just haven't done it. I mean, because I don't have many opportunities to play on the go. It's like the only time I would do that would be when I'm in my bed at night. Well, usually when I'm about to go to sleep, I'm just on my phone, like on Reddit, reading some news or scrolling through my Twitter feed. Like I'm usually only there for about 15 minutes of I'm getting tired while I'm sleeping, and then I just pass out. So
I would love to have that on like a road trip or an airplane.
Oh, it's
or
great. It's great for those things. It's
anything.
just how often do you just don't do that?
Yeah.
I don't do that very often. That's all.
I mean,
It is
even
super
at
comfy.
work,
Right. Yeah. Now that you're in that control room, dog.
just fucking Rocket League, bitch.
But
That
you
I
play
will.
on the go, and then you play. There's a lot of people that they put it in the docking station, take it out, in the docking station, take it out, and the stuff scratches up so easy because it's a plastic. There's no protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off or anything.
They definitely didn't design that stupid docking station very well. They should
No.
have put some felt or something in there to like keep the screen from getting scratched up.
I will say that it's super comfy to hold when the Joy-Cons are attached to the screen. That, because like I played the Wii U like that nonstop, and it's fine.
Maybe the PSP.
Oh, I love the PSP.
I never had a PSP.
That was like the first
Yeah, me
like
either.
legit. I mean, Nintendo stuff's awesome, but then you had this, and you play Madden and all that stuff.
Oh,
right?
going
Well,
from
the
a
PSP just was so powerful.
yeah,
As
as a handheld, going from a Game Boy to a PSP, which was like you could fit 3 Game Boy screens in a single PSP. That thing was fucking amazing. I love that thing.
It's like going from the Stone Age to the Industrial Age overnight, man.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
that.
I went from the original gray, black, and red Game Boy to a Sega Game Gear at one point. I still have a Game Gear.
Game Gear is 6 AA batteries that last you 3 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, like you just fucking you had so many power cords. That was before cell phone era, really. So I knew what dead batteries meant along and being tethered to a fucking wall.
Yep.
Because of course the DC adapter was only like 3 feet long. So you were just like leaning up against the wall playing fucking Power Rangers. Fucking
Sons of
kicking
bitches.
ass. Whatever.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I totally knocked a beer over that had not been opened yet. It toppled on top of my keyboard.
I didn't see it. I saw the reaction.
Your camera has been frozen on my Skype screen for the last hour. So
Fucking
Wait,
Skype.
all of ours or just
No, just Knackers.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Do I look stupider than I do in real life?
No, actually.
Oh, thank God. I can I can be
can't
not
really
stupid.
Look as much stupider, but
Wow.
Wow.
I
Speed.
love you, man.
Next question. This one comes from live broadcast. How do y'all feel about Kingdom Hearts 7?
I guess technically that he means Kingdom Hearts 3 because there's been all these other Kingdom Hearts games that
Like 2.5, 2.8.
Mhm.
I know nothing about Kingdom Hearts.
I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I played Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2. I loved them. I thought they were great games, even though I didn't think I was going to like them. That said, that was so long ago, and games have changed so much since then. I don't know if I'm going to like this new one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to wait and see what they before I actually determine what I want to do with it. You know, or get that game. But the story's kind of convoluted, but it is kind of cool. Like, you wouldn't think that Disney characters and like Final Fantasy characters would mesh well together. But the first original in the series, I thought, I mean, it was entertaining. I had fun, but that was, 20-something-year-old Jimmy. So I don't know if I like it today or not.
I've never played any of them. My wife likes Kingdom Hearts, but I've never played any of them.
Okay. Stupid fucking question from a stupid fucking person. Oh, next question. Why go with Ryzen? Would you guys like me to answer this?
You can, and then I could tell you why I think I'm about getting one. Go ahead.
Ryzen compared to Intel chips, specifically talking about H.264 encoding, being a streaming PC. For the money, Ryzen does a better job of encoding at that codec for the price. You can get an 8 physical core CPU from AMD for $300, like anywhere between $300 and $350. That was unheard of before Ryzen. It wasn't until after Ryzen that Intel came out with an affordable 6-core processor. So they are a shit ton of power for a very little amount of money. And even more so, these next generation Ryzens that are going to be coming out, the Ryzens now don't have integrated graphics. I'm going to predict that these new Ryzen chips that are APUs that have integrated graphics, you're not going to need a GPU in your streaming PC at all, because a single Ryzen chip will be able to run an entire streaming rig.
That would save
no
you
problem.
so much money.
I mean, they had the technology before in their A8, A10 lines for APUs. That was really that I had looked into when I was building my wife's computer and Van's computer, for that matter, looking at ways to save money. But yeah, so I'm excited about those.
I'm looking at a Ryzen for my next build because I don't think I'm going to go the dual PC route. And if I want to play a computer game, I feel like the newer Ryzens will be enough, as well as with the multi-cores and with a decent graphics card, that I can just do that from a one PC setup. So because of like what Naggers just mentioned about the all the cores and what you get for your bang for your buck, so to speak.
Yep.
And I've never done anything. I've never owned any other computer besides an Intel processor, so it'd be my first time not having an Intel. But I think I mean, shit, for streaming, I mean, if I want to try and put out the highest quality stream and get best bang for my buck, like what, out of curiosity, like what preset do you usually, you're using your Ryzen for streaming, what preset do you have it on?
I believe I'm on medium.
And you can probably push it beyond that.
If I probably could, but I tried dipping into on the current preset or the current resolution, 720p, I could probably go one tick lower. But if you want to dip into the 900p resolution game, you can't be on a medium preset. It'll max it out. Oh
yeah, no, I meant but for you at 720p 60, shit, I've heard people with the Ryzen chips that can run it at like slow. You know?
I haven't seen a reason to, because like I go and look past at my VODs, they all look smooth. And I feel like it's unnecessary stress and heat in my already very comfortably warm office. I just don't want to push it.
No, that makes sense. I was just curious.
By the way, earlier we didn't have a valid question from a valid person. We had a troll question from a troll, and that's why I skip it. So I'm not just being an asshole and skipping questions, okay? Except that's an asshole as well. Next question. And our final question from that Nintendo boy. And those previous two questions were from live broadcast. What made you want to make the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast? I like talking to my friends. I liked having an outlet in which I could have good conversation with people that I respect and people that I look up to. I thought that the conversations that I had with these people off stream would be beneficial to other people. I enjoy drinking and drinking and hanging out with friends. It really just came down to, I know that I loved talking with people, and somebody who works a full-time job and streams, I don't have too much free time. And the podcast is an excuse to get together with the people that I love and talk about things that I care about, and being able to hang out with people and chat at the same time. So it was really just an amalgamation of all that stuff put together. It was just a lot of different things that I wanted to do. And this, the podcast is really a one-stop shop. Like if the podcast wasn't live, I would still want to be doing this regardless. I just broadcast it because I think people will get a kick out of it, you know, kind of thing. Because I think what we talk about has value. And, but it, like, I've said this on the podcast before. This show is for me. I don't do this show with like a plan to benefit other people. Like, I really just do this for me, but it just so happens that people enjoy it at the same time. Like, I do this because this is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about. I spend time with people that I truly care about. And that's kind of what I want to do the podcast. Also, Joe Rogan, his podcast is fucking amazing and it inspires me. So I wanted to do something kind of sort of similar to that.
People say it constantly on Rogan's podcast, but like, it's one thing, especially nowadays in such a superficial world. I feel like a lot of younger people don't have really deep, meaningful relationships with other people their age. And so the internet has kind of become this weird place where you can get to know people without ever meeting them.
Yeah.
So like having these long-term conversations, especially in the case of all of us, including middle-aged at this point, has been on what, 4 of these?
A few. Yeah.
4 or 5 of them. I mean, you're talking 2 or 3 hours at a time. Like there's plenty of people I interact with on a daily basis that I haven't talked to for 10 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is episode 56. So, I mean, these long-term conversation type podcasts are always my favorite. And actually, I was never even supposed to be on the show in the beginning. I was a substitute.
No.
No,
Yeah.
you wasn't. I thought you've been on every episode.
I wasn't in the original chat. I got invited in after the fact.
Oh, called him out.
I always thought you were a part of
I
the
bet
pod.
we could go back and find
It was me, you, 42, Robot, and Knackers.
I think the first episode was supposed to be somebody else and they dropped out and I took their spot.
Well,
No.
either way,
I know who it was.
Who?
Bullshit, dog.
fucking
You were on episode 1, motherfucker.
I was on episode 1, but it wasn't on purpose. I've been on every episode other than I think 2.
You were on 2?
No, I'm saying like 2 episodes out of the fucking 56 times you've been on the podcast. I've missed 2 weeks.
I know because I filled in for you 1 week and I was trying to do like salty impressions.
You would have to go back in the chat. You would have to go back in chat logs to find
That's
the old
years
Crocs chat.
ago.
Yeah, it's been like a year and a half.
Oh, years.
Before the first episode ever aired, I was never supposed to be on the show.
I always thought you were supposed to
At
be on the
least
show.
for the first episode, I wasn't supposed to be here. I was invited to fill a
But
hole.
I wouldn't have asked anybody else. Like, there's no one you could have
I'm
filled.
pretty sure you came to me, and asked me to be on the show, but it was after somebody had dropped out.
What's so funny?
I mean, my memory sucks.
It's not
But-
like it's a bad thing.
No.
I don't
I'm very confident in knowing that there isn't anybody else that I asked to be on the show.
I'm gonna find it.
All right. I'm not
I
going to
don't
say
believe
no.
shit.
I'm not going to say no because there's plenty of things that I'm wrong on, but I'm pretty certain that I remember sending out a PM to the original 4 and saying, "Hey, got this idea for a show. I love all you guys. I want to
Oh,
suck
it
your
was 5.
penises."
It was 5.
All
I'm
I
the
gotta
5th.
say is I'm happy to come in and pinch hit whenever I can. So,
We love having you on, and
Yeah.
that's like to what Salty was saying. Like, a lot of people don't have meaningful relationships with people their own age. The amount of people I see that are passionate, opinionated people that just bitch on Twitter and don't sit down and have actual conversations and actual debates with people that mean a fuck. Like, nobody takes the time to sit down for 2 or 3 hours and talk about things that actually need talked about. They just fucking narrow it down to 280 characters and they just bitch, and then they see something they don't like and then they block the person that they don't like and they continue on deeper down their echo chamber.
I honestly think that's why everything is so polarized in this country, whether we're talking about like politics or just social issues in general. Everything has to be this or that. There's no discussion at all.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody posts them, they just block them, remove them, cover it up, throw away the footage.
Yep.
Like back in the old days, you just sit around the fucking table, play some cards, and just shoot the shit. Like talk about politics and whatever.
Yep.
Why you gotta have some smart friends in your life, people that have brains.
Right. Everybody.
Brains are good.
Yeah. Brains are good. All right. Well, I think we should call it there. I'm sure we could go on for hours and hours, but I think it's a good time to call it there. So what we will do before we end the show is we're going to go around the room one final time, have everybody say who they are and what they're doing online. SaltySam, start with you, my friend.
My name is SaltySam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSaltySam and on Instagram, Salty All Day.
All day.
And I ain't doing shit online. I've been pretty much unplugged for the last couple weeks. It's kind of nice.
Good man.
I still
Enjoy
watch a
it.
shitload of YouTube, but sue me. I don't give a fuck.
I do that over TV. I don't even watch TV anymore. My name is SpeedDemon. You can find me on the GSM forums and Discord, and at SpeedDemon2533 on Twitter.
And in the swamps of Mississippi.
Yeah, you can't find me in the swamp.
You have to use Twitch and Twitter.
How could we with all that camo that you wear?
My name is Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at @MiddleAgedStream or MiddleAgedStream on Twitter. The only thing I've got going on, I got some Twitch streams. The next one, I guess, is on Wednesday. And then, yeah. So, but thanks for having me on the show, dude.
No fucking problem. And my name is Knackers. You guys can find me on this very channel, or you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Knackers with 3 A's. I originally talked about doing Astroneer after the stream, but we went late, and I will only be streaming for a couple hours more later, so I'm just going to save it for another night. So we are actually going to call it there. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us on this episode of Crocs and Hot Pockets. We will be back in 2 motherfucking weeks with episode.
This has to be on the recording. I found the message from
no
June 5th of last year.
What
Tonight
does it
it's
say?
the beginning of a new talk show on Knackers TV. I was gonna have you on next month, but I just had a friend cancel, so I have a slot open.
Who
If you're
can?
available and want to have some fun, spot yours.
Woo!
Love you, Knackers.
I love you too. Who is this mysterious person that I somehow had trust in that I no longer think about in my day-to-day life?
I know who it is, but I'm not gonna fucking be a douche.
Okay.
You gotta tell us.
I know who it is because I just know. Like I don't know why I know shit. Remember random facts throughout my entire life.
See, because I thought you were just meant to be. You were invited on the show like originally, but this is news to me. Well,
Book 'em, Dano.
I have been found out. Well,
Just
thank
look back in our
God.
Discord PMs from June of last year.
The fact you keep your PMs from that long ago?
I don't
delete
delete
my-
shit. It's
I-
Discord server. It ain't my computer. Fuck them.
Wow.
I still have every single message I've had. I haven't deleted a.
I probably have text messages on my phone from you.
Bullshit! I
Okay.
see you guys leave group DMs all. You
Oh,
two,
group
Salty
DMs,
and
group
Speed.
DMs.
Oh, groups? Yeah, I don't care. That's like
Motherfuckers.
events.
Yeah, that's is.
We
no
have
one ever
channels
talks
in
about it.
Discord now. We don't need to be in the group for the
There's-
channel. And
There's nothing I love more than waking up to 9 notification discords of people just leaving group DMs. Like, this from 6 months ago. Just leave it. God.
Salty is like everybody's ex.
Right, seriously, listen, I'm gonna make a statement right now. If you're the type of person that goes back in time in your DMs and leaves Discord group DMs just to send Discord notifications to everybody
Discord
else,
doesn't
you're an
delete your-
asshole.
Discord
That's
doesn't delete your
Discord's
DMs.
problem, not us.
Discord never deletes your DMs.
No.
If I delete a DM with you,
Yeah.
and I send you another message, that entire history is saved.
No, I'm saying when you leave a group DM, it sends everybody that's still in that group a notification that you left.
Well, yeah, turn your notifications off.
You can't just turn that off.
That's why I use the channel, because the channels can definitely turn off.
I stand by my statement. If you do that, if it's been like 8 months since that group DM has been used and you go back in there and you leave it, fuck you. You are an asshole and you know it. There's no getting around that. You're just like, oh, nobody's going to notice I'm leaving. Oh, wait, I ping every single person in this group
that was
DM.
definitely like a week ago. I mean,
It's going to be fun to listen back to later.
Dude, that's such like, I know you guys don't intend it this way, but it's such a passive aggressive way to just flip a digital middle finger like, I'm going to leave this group DM and everyone's going to know that I left.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I meant. That's exactly what I meant when I left. I also waited till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you fucking did. I woke up that morning. I'm like, what the fuck, Salty? God. But you kept the DM where I supposedly didn't have you on as a regular on the
I
podcast.
can screenshot this shit if you want.
Yeah, I do want to see it because I think it's actually pretty funny.
I'm curious to who it was because I don't know of anybody else either.
I'm also curious. And then when I'm pretty sure when I see the person, I'm going to go, oh, yeah, that's because they're a piece of shit. All right. So with that said, we are going to get out of here. Guys, thank you again for coming and hanging out with us on the podcast. Again, we will be back in 2 weeks with episode 57 of Crocs and Hot Pockets. You all have a wonderful fucking night. Thank you and goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss.
Vida saying to you, nutso boss.
Hey.
Wait, what?